The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Well, the NFL is at it again. One of the most insane quotes I have ever heard from a league executive, of course, involves the New York Jets. We're going to talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show on a football Friday, on a Game 6 Knicks-Indiana Friday. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jets fans. Welcome in, everybody. Smash that like button before we get started here. In today's show, we're going to talk about the explanation from the NFL as to why the New York Jets have a record amount of primetime games within the first 11 weeks of the season. The Jets are the first team since the merger to play 7 standalone games in their first 11 games opening the year. So if you thought the NFL was going to stay away from the Jets because Aaron Rodgers got hurt on the 4th play of the year and last season ended up being a nightmare, you thought wrong. The NFL is doubling down with the New York Jets going into the 2024 season. Now, I have some video of Mike North, who is very high up in the NFL executive office. Mike North's official title is the VP of Broadcast Planning. He's essentially the head honcho when it comes to making the schedule. So he did a variety of different interviews yesterday. He did a conference call with the beat reporters for all 32 teams. He was a guest on the station I do work for, Mad Dog Sports Radio, with Chris Russo yesterday. And he said a lot about the Jets and why the NFL did what they did. He also was a guest on the Jets in-house publication. Eric Allen, the Jets podcast, had him on. So I got a cut from that I want to play. But I want to focus in on very specifically a quote from Mike North that he told on this conference call with the beat reporters, because that's why it's the lead story over at ESPN.com. So you'll see it here in the story here that was authored by Jets reporter Rich Cimini. I'm just going to read you the first paragraph here, because to me, this is one of the more insane things I've ever heard a league executive actually say. Quote, the Jets landed a record number of primetime games over the first 3 months of the 24 season because of the appeal of 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers was too great to ignore, the NFL acknowledged Thursday. Quote, yes, it's an awful lot of primetime games early in the season, but obviously I feel like the Jets kind of owe us one, Mike North, the vice president of broadcast planning, said on a video conference with reporters. Jets have 6 night games in the first 11 weeks. They play in London, which is essentially not primetime, but it's standalone. It's 9:30 in the morning Eastern time. And oh, by the way, Asmaniacs, it's in the works for a huge meetup in London across the pond. We got a lot of Jet fans out there who are helping me put together what I think is going to be an epic week for any Jet fan who's making the trip. That being said, this quote is absurd. The New York Jets do not owe the NFL anything. If anything, the NFL owes the Jets, owes this fan base. How do the Jets owe the NFL anything? It's not their fault Aaron Rodgers got hurt on the opening drive of the season. I could tell you, I speak for a lot of Jet fans, not all Jet fans, but I speak for a lot of them on this show. We weren't asking to start the year on Monday Night Football in San Francisco against the Niners. I know some of you wanted that. I didn't. I wanted Denver at home. I wanted an easier game. I didn't want to go to the Bay Area and play the defending NFC champs. This idea that the Jets owe the NFL anything is horse bleep. They don't owe the NFL anything. The NFL owes us. Because the Jets give this league so much damn content on all these talk shows. The Jets give the NFL record ratings, as we saw last year. Forget the Cowboys. America's team's the Jets. For the second straight year, the Jets have the most amount of primetime games in the league. We are America's team. We don't owe the NFL anything. They can kiss my Asman. Screw them. The Jets kind of owe us after last year. You're blaming the Jets for Aaron Rodgers getting hurt on play 4. Are you kidding me? I mean, what a ridiculous quote by Mike North, who actually seems like a pretty intelligent guy, but I think he's got to regret this. The Jets don't owe the NFL bleep. Jack bleep. This is ridiculous. Now, I'll say this. Bring it on when it comes to the primetime games. It is what it is. The NFL is telling you they think the Jets are going to be good. The NFL is telling you that they still believe in Aaron Rodgers. Maybe the rest of the league isn't quite there just yet. Other teams, their fans, maybe they don't believe just yet. But I'll repeat the line I have been saying for months, and I said this to a national audience on Mad Dog Sports Radio last night, and shout out to a bunch of you who tuned in and some of you who called in last night. Remove the word Jets from the helmets and find me a team in the league with as much talent as the Jets. They're right there with anyone. And if you look at the schedule, and I've combed through it a bunch because I'm obsessed like many of you are, find me the game where the Jets are a big underdog. Week 1, they're an underdog. After that, I think I saw DraftKings had advanced spreads already. The Jets were an underdog 3 total times out of 17 games. And look, spreads in May don't mean a whole lot. Things change, injuries. We know that firsthand as Jet fans. But it just shows you, at least on paper, this team is expected to be damn good. All right, Mike Clay, who does roster rankings for ESPN.com, as the Jets is the number 1 ranked roster in the league. I won't go that far, but it shows you the talent level that's expected out of this team. You know who called me yesterday? Out of the blue. The great Joe Badingo gave me a call yesterday to talk Jets. He'll be coming on our show early next week. So there you go. Breaking news. Joe B back on the show early next week. And Joe said, I'm 70 years old, Jake. I just want to win. No excuses. I just want to win. And I said, Joe, there is no excuses. This team is talented enough to win. Even Joe B acknowledged how good the offseason's been, that Douglas has done his job. Yeah, you look at the schedule and people are saying, oh, my God, look at all the games they got to play early on. Well, I got news for you, folks. Playing 3 games in 10 days is not that uncommon. Or 3 games in 11 days, whatever it is, a Monday, a Sunday, and a Thursday. First off, the West Coast going out there week 1, it's week 1. You're not affected by that. They can leave for San Fran on a Monday and be out there for the week if they want. The travel's not a big deal when it's the start of the year. Going to Nashville, yeah, it's a short week, but you know what? That's a winnable game. The Titans aren't supposed to be a great team. You better beat the Titans. And then New England week 3, it's still looked at like a big deal because it is. It's New England. And I want to destroy them. I want blood in that game. But that's a game that you should win at home. And then after that, you play the Denver Broncos, who probably have a rookie quarterback starting in that game at home. So, yeah, look, it's a lot. And I feel for the Jet season ticket holder, as we talked about yesterday with Fireman Ed, that you're having these night games. 4 of the first 8 are at night. I get it. But I rather this than when you're dog crap and you're playing at 1 o'clock in irrelevancy every single week. I rather this. Plus, selfishly for me, as someone who loves to watch the rest of the league, the Jets being in primetime this much means I could sit my ass on my couch, put the Red Zone channel on, and sit there for 12 hours watching all the games, and then worry about the Jets either later that night, the previous Thursday, or Monday night. So I'm okay with it. I get the season ticket holders not loving it. But it is what it is, man. The NFL is telling you they think the Jets are going to be good. And also, they already said they wanted to front load the primetime games for the Jets because guess what? If they're relevant late, like they better be, that game against Buffalo on the 29th, that could be flexed to primetime. That game against Miami, which is TBD, could be Saturday night or the last game of the regular season, game 256 or 257, whatever it is, with everything up for grabs. Now, look, I hope the Jets just beat the crap out of the teams in their division. And that game means nothing. And we're seeing, maybe Jordan Travis start that game because the Jets have clinched the first round bye. I hope that's the case. Realistically, you have a funny feeling the last 2 games of the year are going to mean something for the division or potentially just getting into the playoffs. And those games could easily be flexed. So look, if the Jets are the team we think they're going to be, 7 standalone games, that's not all, folks. That's not all, folks. There's going to be more if this team does what we think they should do. But still, the idea that the Jets owe the NFL anything is a ridiculous quote. That is asinine. That is just objectively false if we're being real. Give me a break. At the end of the day, though, 7 standalone games, first 11 weeks of the year. You know what? Your primetime games, for the most part, are at home. You play Thursday night twice, which is not great for the season ticket holder. It's great for the Jets, who get the advantage of playing at home on a short week. I mean, look, if we're being honest, Will Levis, Brissett / Drake May, and Bo Nix, Jets need to be 3-1 to start the year if they lose week 1. And then in London against either Sammy Darnold or JJ McCarthy, that needs to be 4-1 going into that Buffalo game on the October 14th, which, by the way, is also at home. So all you people complaining about the schedule, stop. There is no excuse for this team not to be good. They have the roster. They have the talent to win. It is on this head coach now to get it done. That's it. But man, the Jets owe us after last year. The Jets don't owe you anything. You're using the Jets because you know the Jets are ratings, baby. Jets are America's team. Move over, Cowboys. At least the Jets have been to an AFC championship game more recently than the Cowboys have been to a championship game. You know, the last time the Dallas Cowboys were in a championship game, you got to go back to 94. We've seen the Jets since then play in 3 championship games since the last time America's teams made it to a conference championship game. Just saying. I mentioned the name Mike North. He's the one who had the ridiculous quote about the Jets owing the NFL. He did an interview with Eric Allen on the Jets team website. This was Mike North talking specifically about the Jets having 3 games in 10 days to start the year.
3 games in 10 days for the Jets to start the season.
Yeah, this is common, frankly, at this point in the season. Talked to the Jets a lot about this yesterday and today. If you're going to get hit with that sort of 3 games in 10 days stretch, probably better to catch it early in the season. You're probably rested. We had that bye week between the end of preseason and start of regular season. We looked at a lot, not just where the games were being played, but who the games were against. Nobody knows anything in this league, obviously, but if you come out of the gate with, 3 teams that all made the playoffs last year, even if they're all 3 at home, is that better? And we talked a lot about, that Jets-Patriots game kind of September. Did we target it as the home opener? Not necessarily, but it felt good for our friends at Amazon to have that Jets-Patriots game. It's in the run of a bunch of really good division games to kind of start their season. So, look, 3 games in 10 days, never easy, but I know the Jets fans won't believe this, but, they weren't singled out. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I think there's 6 such occasions this season where teams play a Monday, Sunday, Thursday. And you've all seen now we announced we're playing Christmas games this year on Wednesday. So that's 4 teams playing Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday. So this is just kind of the new normal for the NFL right now. We'll obviously have conversations with all the teams, all our football people, competition committee, player health and safety. Don't ever want to do anything that is, either patently unfair or unsafe. But again, I think for the Jets fans wondering why they got singled out, they really didn't. It's happened quite a bit across the league this year. And again, you could make an argument that maybe early in the season, better than having something like that hit you after Thanksgiving.
I don't disagree with that last part there. Like, if you're going to play the amount of games they're playing early, you'd rather it be early when you're healthy and you're rested. And then after you play Thursday night, no one's talking about this. You have an advantage playing Thursday night football at home, and then you get the mini bye over the weekend. The Jets will get 3 days to rest their bodies before they reset on Monday. And the Thursday night games, once again, the home team wins 70% of the time in the history of Thursday night football. And one of them is New England, who the Jets need to beat the brakes off of. They can't win that game by enough points in my mind. I want to spank the Patriots and then spank them again and again and again. I don't care if Belichick is not there anymore. I don't care if Bill Belichick's last game was losing to Trevor Siemian. I still want blood every time they play the Patriots, and I will feel that way for the rest of my life. But you get them at home. Beat them. Smells like 2-1 to me. And then Sean Payton, you don't think Aaron Rodgers out for blood that game? 4-1. We got to stop being babies about the schedule. Embrace it. The Jets don't play a single team on their schedule where the team they play is coming in off their bye week. That's a big deal. No one talks about that. You get your hardest game out of the way week 1. That's a big deal. You get to play in Florida twice in December. That's a big deal. You get Tua in cold weather the last game of the year. He's never won a game when the temperature's below 45 degrees. That's a big deal. Let's stop being babies and making excuses about the schedule, and let's freaking embrace it, because as Rex Ryan said, the best place to be is when expectations are high. Get used to it. That's the mentality, man. I feel for the season ticket holders with the night game. I'm not diminishing that, but I rather this, I'm sorry, than what it's been. And if you're a season ticket holder and unfortunately you can't make it to one of these night games because you got work, you got young kids, and you want to donate your tickets, we'll make sure that they get to true Jet fans who can go to the game, so we pack that stadium and make it loud. We'll do what we did last year. Reach out to me separately, and I'll make sure that when the time comes, we get it in the hands of true Jet fans so they can go to the game. Well, let's go, man. I'm fired up this morning. Schedule. All right, you want to put the Jets in primetime, a record amount of games? Good, because Aaron Rodgers is coming for that ass, baby. Let's go. Let's go. You know what I see on the schedule? I see Will Levis, Drake May, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, 4 straight weeks out of the first 5 weeks of the year for the Jets. That's what I see. I see Russell Wilson or Justin Fields in primetime. I'll take my chances. The toughest games on the schedule are the Niners. You get them out of the way week 1. Houston, but at least you're home and it's a short week for them. You think the Texans want to come to New York on a short week? Believe me, my friends in Houston are not thrilled with that. Buffalo and Miami. But you know what? If you want to win the division, here's what you need. You need at least 11 wins with 4 of them being in the division. And you're AFC East champions for the first time since 2002. That's what you need. Embrace it, Jet fans. The schedule is more than fun. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Today's Jake Asman Show, presented by my friends at Huga House. You can see Rogers on the screen rocking a different Huga House hats. I'm rocking one as well right now, the black flamingo hat, one of my favorites. If you want the same hat or any of the Huga House hats, they just added a couple new ones, which I'm ordering right now because they're awesome. They just restocked some old ones like the ones you see on the screen, and they added some new ones, I was told. HugaHouse.com. Promo code Asman at checkout. You'll get 15% off. You buy one hat, Jet fans, get the second hat, 30%. Shout out to Huga House for being a part of the show. HugaHouse.com. Promo code Asman. Buy one hat, get the second hat, 30% off with that code. All right, here we go. Comments, questions, super chats. Folks, we're starting off with an absolute banger here. Ladies and gentlemen, King Cat Alert, $100 super chat. He says, hit the like button. You know what I say? I say, watch your screen right now.
King Kong, on me.
Hit the like button. Otherwise, the Jets are going 0-17. I heard specifically from Woody Johnson. John with a super chat. Let's effing go Rangers. Come on, Knicks. Let me say this about the Rangers. I'm no Ranger fan, but doesn't it kind of feel like they're winning the whole thing after that last night? Am I trying to jinx you Rangers fans? Probably, but that's actually how I feel right now. I think the Rangers are winning the cup. I don't want to be right, but that's my feeling. But I hope the Rangers closing out Carolina in 6 on the road is a good sign for my beloved New York Knicks tonight, closing out Indiana on the road later. And if anyone is in New York, I'm going to the KFTV watch party tonight at Slate for the Knicks game. So if you're there, stop by, say hello. We'll watch the Knicks together. DJ writes in, athletic reporter as the Jets at 9-8. What a clown. If they go 9-8 and miss the playoffs, jobs need to be lost. I don't want to hear it. Oh, but Jake, they had a winning year. Do not care. JT, 12-5, AFC East title upcoming. That's my record prediction. Let's go, baby. Let's go. John, super chat, cuts the line. 3 games in 10 days. But they gave us New England at home to make up for it. We play our hardest game when we're the most healthy. Last 6 weeks are a true test, LFG. I agree, John. If you're going to play 3 games in 10 days, which happens all the time for good teams in the league, you know what you do? You play them early. It's better. And also, if you look at the Jets' last 6 weeks, right? If they could get to 8-3 at the bye, 8-3 at the bye, if you go 3-3 over your final 6, which maybe you can go 4-2, but let's say they lose at Miami and at Buffalo, and we'll give them a win at home against Miami and at home earlier in the year when they play Buffalo and they sweep New England. That's 4-2 in the division. If you're 4-2 in the division and you're 8-3 at the bye and you go 3-3 over the last 6, I think 11-6 with that division record means you're AFC East champions. I'm in. John writes in, Ryan Clark has his 8-9, made me sick. Put him in the shadow round, baby. We're coming. Get ready. Get ready. All right, let's take some calls now. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is the place to be if you want in on the conversation. The link is pinned. Joining us right now is a man that for the first time has himself a brand new intro.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Fucking Gator.
Let's go.
Oh, Gator, I love you so much, man. Jake is man. Oh shit. What's up,
We
man?
needed it. We needed it. We needed it. We needed a Bonesy intro.
Let's go. Let's go, Gator. Let's go, Jets, man.
Hit the
People
Bonesy
gotta-
emoji in the chat, as Maniacs. Let's go. Show your support for the Bones.
Jake, man, we gotta embrace this. You know who's the most mad? All the people who are doubting the Jets that are like our own fans that like are still hating on the coaching regime and still hating on saying 27-56. They're like, oh, these expectations are too much. It's like, look, we have Aaron Rodgers. We've been saying it. You have to understand the value that brings to a team. And the NFL realized it last year, and they're realizing it again this year. They're doubling down. How could you say that, Jake? How could the guy say that you owe us one? It's ridiculous.
It's only the Jets, man. The Jets somehow owe the NFL for getting like one of the most tragic sports injuries ever happening to them. That makes no sense.
Yeah, and like you said, I've been looking at the schedule hard, and the fact that our hardest game is our first game of the week. We get to play the Titans after that. We've already all gone through the schedule. It's starting to grow on me, man. I feel like health is important, especially at the beginning of the year. We have these 3 games in 10 days. I mean, I'm starting to get excited over it. I got 10 days. I'm gonna get 3 Jets games. I mean, I'm starting to get pretty pumped up about it. It's I can't believe it's still May. At least we got the Knicks because I'm nervous about tonight. We need this game, but man, do I just love. I just love the support we're getting from the NFL. They know what's up. They know what's coming. They know what's coming, Jake.
Let's go, Bonesy.
Let's
go. Jets. Jets.
Jets, Knicks.
Let's go, baby. Knicks at 6.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Yeah, it's so good. I had to play it twice. I love it. Hey, speaking of the Knicks, I want to promote this. I aired it last night on my Sirius XM show on Bad Dog Sports Radio. Starberry Marbury, my big guest last night on the radio. I attended his sunglass launch party for Camelo Eyewear yesterday, which was very cool. So if you want to watch the full interview I did with Stefan on radio, I only aired about 18 minutes of it because it was very long. YouTube, I put the full 23 minutes. So check it out if you want some Knicks content. I'll give you a short clip here, and then we'll get back to your calls coming up. So Knicks fans, check it out. We previewed Game 6 and talked about Steph's career in this awesome interview. But here's Steph talking specifically about why he is so passionate for the New York Knicks.
As a Knicks fan, growing up here, as you said, it's different when you're a homegrown. I try to explain. Kenyon Martin, he made a comment saying that, I was cheering like I'm getting paid. I said, no, homeboy. I said, this court that you and every other basketball player on earth want to play on right? And I love Kenyon Martin. I just refer to it like Kenyon. He was my rookie. I mean, that's a brother, but I'm referring to what he said because when people see me cheering, they don't know. They don't understand why I'm cheering the way how I'm cheering. I'm like, look, that court. I was a little kid, like, man, I want to play on Madison Square Garden. When I was a peckerhead playing in CYO for the Flames, you know what I'm saying? Where it started in the Garden, where I'm from in Coney Island. Like growing up, like we call our court the Garden in Coney Island. Like that place is the place. So to have played there in high school, lost championships, to play there in college, right? To play there in the NBA, it's magical for me. So when I'm seeing my team, which is my team I grew up idolizing as a kid, when I see them playing the way they playing and I've coached, I've experienced all of what I've experienced, and then now I'm basically in basketball, like watching and seeing, and now I could support and be there. It's magical for me to see that as a basketball player, as a basketball fan, as a person that want the New York Knicks to have the sanity that people want us to not have right now, right? It seems like everybody's mad because we're happy, right? When we're all dysfunctional and everything is crazy and everything is chaotic, people just like sitting back watching the show. Look at the New York Knicks. Look at the New York Knicks. Look at them. You get the Stephen A. Smith talking about the New York Knicks. Oh, the atrocities. Right? You don't want now it's like, yeah, my New York Knicks. Like, nah, you gotta really like I've been in that locker room when it wasn't good, when it was bad, to see it good and be on the sidelines. I could feel that energy being good. You go into the locker room now, it looks and it feels the energy and the aura inside of it is completely different.
Shout out to Stephon Marbury, man. I've interviewed a lot of athletes in my career. I've been lucky enough to have these opportunities. Steph was right up there with some of my, one of my favorites. So check it out. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. You got the Marbury interview 3 days early. Bonus content, early release episodes. Plus, most importantly, Discord access for listener meetups. You'll find out about it first in Discord. I'm planning a Long Island meetup in Hicksville, Long Island next month. I'll have details on that soon. All right, working on something big for the Long Island fan base. So it's open for everyone, but I'll have details on that soon. Get in the Discord if you're not already in there. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Shout out to William, Pardo, Gregory, and Jason, our 4 most recent Patreon subscribers. Thank you all for your support. All right, comments, questions, super chats, more calls right now. This guy was blowing up my phone this morning talking about the Jets roster. Neil in Garden City. Hello, Neil.
What's up, guys? Listen, the schedule, I love it. I love the night games. Get the Sprinter fired up. We get there early.
Are you picking me up? There's the Sprinter stop in Manhattan on the way to MetLife.
Yeah, I have to pick up my son, so yeah, I could arrange that.
I love it.
How far are you from Long Island? There's a Long Island City stop, right? I think my son goes in on like the 42nd. I don't know. There's some stop that you could jump over to Long Island City, and then we could shoot in from there. Or I'll come in and take the Harlem River Drive. I love it.
I'll figure it out.
At least I'll get you on the way home at the very least. Okay?
I want to do a pregame show from the Sprinter this year too. We're got to do something big.
Now look, I looked at this whole roster thing from ESPN, which I sent to you, and first off, I want to congratulate the Ranger fans. Okay, great win yesterday, a hat trick. Magical things are happening here in New York. We have the Knicks. I'm very excited about the game tonight. I was 8 years old and something happened in that 69 season. And everybody doesn't remember, obviously. Most people don't. We won 3 championships in New York. The Miracle Mets, who were underdogs at the start of the season. We know what happened with the Jets. And I'm going to tell you, this Knicks team, it looks very reminiscent of Willis Reed Knicks back in 69. Now, if everybody remembers, Willis Reed came out of the Garden, hobbled, and made Embiid look like a track star when he came out, okay? And he led that team to a championship. Again, an underdog. So I really feel we're going to have 3 championship teams this year. This is our year. Now, let's go to this ESPN thing, which ranks our roster number 1, okay, out of 32 teams. I don't know if you have that chart I sent you, but I want to make a couple of points here. The Jets, they had on
13 points or a couple?
What's that? 13 points. I'm going to make.
Do you want to make a couple
I don't
points?
want you to shut me off until I'm done. Don't you shut me off. Now, there's 2 of the most important things on the offensive side of the ball: quarterback and offensive line. You can throw running back in there, but offensive line, because the running backs can't do anything without an offensive line. They ranked our offensive line out of 4, 3.8. The only team that we're going to face with a higher offensive line ranking is nobody. Okay? Every team we're facing has a worse ranking offensive line-wise than us. Let me give you a couple examples. San Francisco 49ers offensive line rank 1.6. We are going to eat them alive. Dolphins offensive line ranking 0.8 out of 4. Texans 0.5 out of 4. Buffalo 1.1 out of 4. Jaguars 0.6 out of 4. Seattle 0.1 out of 4. The Colts are the only team that's near us at 3.5. Vikings 1.5. Steelers 1.4. Okay? We dominate all other offensive lines, which is what Joe Douglas promised us. Point number 1. Let's swing over to quarterback. Second most important thing on the team. New York Jets, quarterback 3.5 out of 4 with, well, you know who, number 8, which I think is low. It should be 3.9, right behind Mahomes at 4. 49ers, 2.9, Purdy. Dolphins, 2.3 with Tua, who's about to get the biggest contract in the league. Texans, 3.1 with Stroud. Buffalo, 3.9. That's the other quarterback, who, by the way, shits his pants every time he plays the Jets. So I'm not, to me, he's a 2.1 when he plays the Jets. Jaguars, 2.1 with Trevor Lawrence. Seattle, 1.9.
Neil, I put the full article up on the screen. I'll link it as well for those to check it out. Mike Clay.
So my point is this: not one team on any of these teams we play comes close to us on the quarterback and offensive line positions, which are the 2 most important positions on the field. Not to mention our top 4 defense, top 3 defense we're going to have this year, which none of those teams I mentioned even comes close, except the 49ers. So, and for me to say we're going to be 17-0, it is not impossible. Okay, it is not. And like you said,
Neil, it's never happened in NFL history. So why don't we just focus on 12 wins, division title, and let's go from there.
Okay, I get it. All I'm saying to you is this: every week we are going to be excited. We are going to have victory Mondays. We are going to have victory Fridays. We're going to have victory Tuesdays. This is something everybody has to embrace and get excited about. Enough of the bullshit about, oh, this doesn't look good. Oh, we're not being fair to us. I love every aspect of this season. We are going to really have a tremendous time. 100,000 subscribers for the Jake Asman Show by the Super Bowl Sunday. That is going to be a fact, okay? Everybody's going to blow up to the point where everybody is going to want in on this thing. And I love, you got to realize something. Having these primetime games is going to bring the whole country into the Jet Arena. There's going to be, everybody, you got to realize 80% of this country are bandwagon fans. That's what they are. They're bandwagon fans. So
not a football. You got the most passionate fans in sports that care about their teams.
A lot of bandwagon. Look at we got
Neil. The NFL did a schedule primetime release. Like, they're the only league that could do this. I get what you're saying, though. The team is good enough. The head coach has got to prove it. I think he will, and they got to stay healthy. If you tell me Aaron Rodgers plays 15 of the 17 games, I think this team is a legitimate Super Bowl contender.
Well, I will tell you this. I remember after the season ended, I think I was the only guy saying they were a Super Bowl contender. You guys were all like, oh, wait, what do you mean 10 wins? Well, what do you mean? We'll be happy with. Look, one thing I have to say, we got our guy.
One thing or 13 things?
I said enough, but one thing I will say, I'm going to make the last point and then I'll leave. Our boy, all right, Bobby Midnight, was a big Giant fan. And I heard yesterday he's now a Jet fan.
That's right.
Fireman Ed, that's it. So if that's one Giant fan, there's going to be many, many more that are going to jump on the bandwagon. A big thing announcement. Everybody missed this in the chat yesterday. It was a huge Giant announcement. They're going to use a different uniform color for one of their games. I don't know if you caught that. They're going to wear a red uniform. It's a huge thing. It's all over the news.
It's one of the ugliest uniforms I've ever seen as well.
Nobody gives a crap about the Giants, is my point. This is our town. This is our team. And I want to tell you something. I'll be next to Fireman Ed. I am going to put him on my goddamn shoulders. I don't care if I break my back. He is going to be on my shoulders for several of these away games. I'll be in Florida from December 6th to December 16th. I already making my plans. I'll be down there for both games. And this Tennessee game, it is going to be amazing. We have to do the meetup in Tennessee, meetup in Miami.
Come to London, Neil. Come to London. I got something big for London.
London. I couldn't, let me tell you something. I drink. I'll tell you a funny thing.
Oh,
I'm in London at a wedding. I'll be done. I'm sorry. I'm at a London wedding. It was like Crazy Rich Asians. It was the most amazing wedding I've ever been to. And I'm in town trying to, go into these bars because all you have there are the taverns. Okay. So the only thing you could drink besides beer is gin and tonic, is really the only drink they drink in London that's not beer. So, and I like gin and tonics, but I'm getting tired. So I tell one of the bartenders, I said, do you have anything like any fruity drink? I could have like a rum punch or something. He goes, yeah, I'll make you a drink. And here's the umbrella. And he pulls out a gust buster.
Hey.
Puts it over to me at the thing. So obviously not my place. I like great food. If I go across the pond, it's going to be to Italy, Paris, something that's going to be memorable, but not for a Jet game.
It's a business trip, Neil. We're there to win. We're there to kick Sam Darnold or
7.5 hours. I got to tell you something. 7.5 hours with a cigar. They may drop me off the plane halfway across the pond because I'm going to smoke up the whole plane. I can't go to London. It's just too far from me.
Speaking of cigars.
These goddamn exploding cigars. I gotta go, Jake. I'll call back later. Shit.
What a Neil call. He brought it. Got to give Neil credit. I didn't know where that story was going. Super chat from Cremerica Industries. Great Seinfeld reference there. I said this to O'Leary yesterday. Jets play no one off a bye and only Miami week 14 off mini bye. Both Thursday games at home. Jets and Rodgers cooked this year. I said the bye point earlier. If you're complaining about the Jets schedule, wake up. Stop being a baby. It is a good schedule. You want to be good? You embrace the primetime games. You embrace the fact that 2 Thursday night games they have are both at home. The home opener in primetime, let's rock that stadium. I know Fireman Ed will if you watched my interview with him yesterday. Come on, Jet fans. Everyone's got to bring the intensity of a King Lowski to the season. V-Man says, Neil excited for the cigar from Puerto Rico week 1. V-Man in L5 with Neil smoking cigars together. It's happening. Michael writes in, Jake, the only ones owed here are Jet fans. We are owed. All right? This fan base is owed more than any other fan base in sports. They had the longest playoff drought in sports. You wouldn't know it with the passion from this fan base and the support the Jets get. John says, we love Neil. The one and only. We do love Neil. Neil's one of a kind. Unreal. C1 writes in, Jake, all gas, no break. That's right. We're coming for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jets offensive coordinator is on the line. Edward is up next. Hello, Edward.
How you doing, Jake? What's up?
What's up, Edward?
I'm getting loaded.
Yeah.
And I wish I was getting loaded with alcohol, but it's just dirt. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the schedule. You're going to hate it, but I kind of like my 1 o'clock games because I'm down here in North Carolina, and I get to hang out with the Southern Jet Richie and all the boys at the fan club, and I kind of like going there at 1 o'clock and having lunch, at the pub. You know, so I kind of missed that a little bit, but I do understand that having prime time games is a badge of honor. That means that they deem you to be a successful franchise, and quite frankly, I mean, if you look at our team. 7 and 10 the last 2 years, and we had a JV offense. I mean, if you even want to call it that. I mean, our defense, if we had a decent offense, would have been ranked #1 both years. These guys were exhausted. I mean, decimated, just beating the crap out of, and they still were the best defense in the league.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
And I think they arguably have gotten better defensively this offseason by going with Hassan Reddick over Bryce Huff, who's a very good player. Hassan Reddick's one of the probably 5 best pass rushers in the league the last couple seasons. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, the other thing is I also think that the schedule is actually kind of cool. Not a big fan of the 2 Thursday games. I think that's a bit much for recovery time for players. But I like that we're starting out in Frisco, because we get to fly out there a week in advance, get to hang out. Aaron Rodgers gets to yuck it up with some of his high school friends, I'm guessing, because he's from the area. He can probably show a lot. I know he's very team friendly with his guys. He could probably show his guys all the best places to hang out. It'll be a very relaxed environment. And then they go into San Francisco and, well, it's not even San Francisco. They bitch about the Jersey Jets. How about the Santa Clara 49ers, huh? It's all bull. The Arlington Cowboys. The Arlington Cowboys.
Well,
I mean, all these people would bitch. It's crazy.
The Jets play closer to New York City than the Niners do to San Francisco, for what it's worth.
We're right across the river.
Yeah, it's true. And also, you're right about the Arlington Cowboys. Plus, the funniest thing is when the Bills try and claim, "Oh, we're the only New York team." It's like, bro, you're closer to Canada. You're 8 hours from the city. You get a clue.
Yeah, right. Southern Canada. That's when someone will tell me down. I meet people from New York down here, and I'll say, "Where are you from?" And they'll go, "Rochester." I go, "That's not New York. That's Southern Canada." Or they'll say, Buffalo or Syracuse. And I'm like, "No, that's Southern Canada, dude." I said, "I'm from Long Island. I'm from Queens, New York City originally." I'm also an older guy. So, I mean, I remember Joe Namath in the Super Bowl. Now, I was 8 years old at the time. I didn't actually watch the game, but I remember '69. I remember Knicks, Mets, Jets. That was just a magic time in the city.
Do you remember the summer of '69?
I remember getting spanked by my old man for doing something stupid.
Edward,
he hit me so hard my kids were born dizzy.
Edward, you're the man. Great call. That was tremendous. I love it. Love it. That's our offensive coordinator right there, man. I'll take him over Hackett any day of the week. I'm in a giving mood today. I love our listeners. You guys are the best. The Fireman Ed feedback was incredible. The schedule release party with O'Leary, Nick Faria, Will Parkinson was a blast. What I want to do right now is pay it forward. 5 memberships are being gifted courtesy of me. So there we go. 5 people just became an Asmaniac. We're going to shout you out. Hopefully you guys can pay it forward if you enjoy all the perks you get, all the emojis with your memberships. So congratulations to the following 5 people who are officially Asmaniacs. If you hear your name called, you are an Asmaniac. David Aaron has just been gifted a membership. Joey Bad, George Curtis, B Show 58, and Tony G. Boom. I'm making it rain myself. Can I play my own money sounder? I guess I have no choice. All right, more calls right now. Big fella up next. What's up, big fella?
What's up, Jake? Hey, Mike North and NFL executives. if you have the opportunity to listen to what I'm saying right now, let me tell you something. We don't owe you shit. Okay. After last year's gauntlet, in the beginning of the season, you think that we owe you, with our history of being screwed over by the schedule makers, you think we owe you? We don't owe you jack shit.
Yeah, the Jets played 4 games their first 6 weeks of the year last year against teams that won 12 or more games the previous year. I don't want to hear it.
Mike North could take that Michael Sam jersey and shove it up his ass. Now, the schedule for us is fine. Okay, I think it's great. You have to beat everyone who's in front of you. Okay, it doesn't matter if you play them. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. This year, our roster is 1,000% better than it was last year, and we need to just go out there, stop whining like Mike Greenberg, and we got to go out there and we got to win, and that's it. We gotta take whoever's in front of us, beat them down, on to the next one, all the way to the AFC Championship, and hopefully all the way to the Super Bowl. And that's it.
And then when the Jets win the AFCs this year, big fella, you and I are going to come on this show. And right here, I'm going to open this Hennessy bottle that you gifted me last week at the Asmaniac meetup in the city. And
That's
we are
right.
going to drink this in unison on the program. It will not be opened until the New York Jets are AFC East champions. Understand?
Absolutely, man. 100%. 100%.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jets. Let's kick ass this year and enjoy the ride.
My man. Let's go, big fella. C. Waynen writes in, Double L Tavern in Hicksville. I know the owner. I don't have the location just yet. I'm working out the details, but there will be a Long Island meetup. It's not at the Double L Tavern. It's at a friend's facility. I'll put it that way. We're going to raise some money for charity, too, that night. So it's going to be a charitable endeavor as well. Next month, Long Island meetup. I'll give you guys the date. This is the tentative date right now. I'll share more info in the Discord when I have it. But clear your schedules. June 6th. Long Island meetup. Put it in the calendar, folks. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. Who's going to get a membership gifted to them? We just gave away 5. Let's do some more calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if the internet works. Ricky NY. What's up, Ricky?
Yeah, what's happening, Jake? You know what? I like the schedule. I want to beat the 49ers week 1 and prove to everybody that we're not just the best roster on paper. I want to go out and make a statement right off the bat. Nothing would make me happier than to have the division wrapped up. In the last game of the year, we get to see Jordan Travis, and he's been beating teams from Miami his whole career. So that would be nothing new. And dude, I'm ready to roll, man. Can't wait for Jacksonville to meet Dan, the Jets fan, and King Lowski and meet everybody in person and going to have a good time. And, I'm telling you, I am ready to roll. I'm ready to roll. Brees is going to have a year for a running back like we have never seen before. We are going to have the number 1 defense. We're going to have the kind of year that's going to have little kids all over this country looking at the TV and saying, you know what? I want to be a Jets fan. That's the kind of year we're going to have this year. And that's all I got, Jake. Go Jets.
Ricky, call from that location every time. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but holy crap. Maybe it is the Jets year. Ricky's got working internet. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. Also, that flag background by Ricky is legendary. I need to replace my backdrop here with that, Ricky. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. Continue to cut the line, folks. Sing along.
Well, I love to talk and hate to type. Jake, when is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby. Hey, Jake, how you doing? My brother says hi. He misses you.
Bobby.
And I got emotional yesterday talking to Ed.
You did?
Yep. I love you guys both. And I am going to change to a Jet fan.
Yay.
Because I am disgusted with the Giants, what they did the last few years. They make me puke. And you got to see the uniform this year. It's disgusting.
It's gross. Who would buy that?
I'm not going to buy that crap. Yeah, it's disgusting. It looks like the Steelers, like it's like the Bumblebees, the Pittsburgh Steelers or what?
Yeah, but with
Yeah,
red
no,
and blue. Yeah,
no. Yeah, I'm happy I'm gonna be a Jet fan because I'm gonna be all decked out when I call in now. I can
that's
get a
right. Your
jersey
hats
and
are arriving any day now.
I know, and then I'm still a Yankee fan. And the Knicks fan, they're gonna win tonight.
Knicks and
Gonna
6.
take care of those smelly Pacers. And yeah, I like Neil too. Neil's a good guy, isn't he? He's hilarious.
Neil's the best. Yep, we love
His
Neil.
13 points he brings out every time. You know who Paul Green had on his show this morning?
Who do you have on?
This girl that works to make the NFL schedules during the year, off season. They have that colorization schedule thing. She was on there. She's a blonde hair girl. I forgot her name. He was like you with Marbury. The other station had Marbury on the other day, Knicks TV. Do you ever see that?
Yeah, I know. I do some work for those guys. I'm a big fan of KFTV.
Yeah, they had him on the other night.
Yeah, he does the post-game show with them. Yeah, Steph's awesome. I'll be he might be at this watch party I'm going to tonight with CP, Alex, and JD. Yeah, let's go Knicks, Bobby.
Of course, I know they're gonna. I hope they trounce them again, like they deserve it. I don't. There's 3 Indiana Pacers I don't like. Turner, that guy starts with H. What's the guy with H? I don't like.
Miles Turner, you're talking about?
I don't like Turner. I don't like
Halliburton.
Yeah, and then that O'Connell guy. I don't like him at all. No, I don't like him at all.
Bobby, repeat after me.
What?
Go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go New York. Hey, do you ever see Boomtown? And you ever see a picture of Boomtown? He was on yesterday on Nick's show.
Boomtown. Who's Boomtown?
Boomtown is right there. Doesn't he look like what's his name to you, Snowball?
I mean, they both have facial hair.
No, I mean they look exactly alike, and they talks. Boomtown talk.
What would you like me to say, Bobby? Actually, I know what I'm going to say. Bobby, welcome aboard.
Doesn't that sound like him?
It sounds like Snowball if he was Canadian.
And then I do like Bonesy's new thing. Gator is unbelievable. Gator is great.
Well, Bobby, you're unbelievable.
Well, I love to talk and hate to type. Jake, when is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby.
All right, Boomtown. The floor is yours. You're up next.
What a beauty, eh? We finally worked him down. We got him aboard.
He's aboard. Bobby Midnight, confirmed Jets fan.
Just had a quick point for you here, Jake. I've had a prediction, or I guess you call it a hot take for a while, that I'm convinced that the Jets are going to trade for Davante Adams. After seeing the schedule come out, I'm actually more convinced than ever. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go through the first 9 games that they have, and I'd like you to tell me what you think their record will be after 9 games, okay?
Is that when the trade deadline is, after week 9?
It is. So November 5th, it got moved to. So they have a full 9 games that they're going to have in. So start with the Chargers, the Ravens, the Panthers, okay, the Browns, the Broncos, the Steelers, the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Bengals.
I mean, they're lucky if they have 3 or 4 wins based on that. I'm being generous.
Yeah, you could see the 2-7, but I think 3-6 is a pretty likely outcome out of that starting schedule. I don't see Davante staying in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a reason why I think the Jets wanted to arm themselves with an extra 3rd-round pick for that type of scenario where, they need to make a big move at the deadline, and a 3rd-round pick, and the Jets being able to absorb the Davante contract is a big part of that. It's tricky though, man, because you just never know, right? You just never know what their thought process is going to be. I do agree with you from the standpoint that I would expect the Jets to be aggressive to add a weapon. If it's not Davante, they tried Mike Evans last year too. So, that's
the
part
money
of it.
the money is certainly an issue. Now, there's nothing to be said that you can extend him. You can restructure his contract. We've talked about previously that Quinnen, you can restructure his contract. Like, you can move money around to make this work. And if Mike Williams is only going to be here for 1 year, having Devontae and Garrett Wilson going forward, that's a pretty good duo. Just imagine if you're truly all in, you put Devontae on the outside with Mike Williams and Garrett Wilson in the slot. Like, sign me up.
Right there with you, Boomtown. Excellent call. Look, ideally they don't need Devontae because, Mike Williams is healthy, Garrett's Garrett, Malachi is adjusted, and then maybe you use that trade deadline move on a different position. Maybe you suffered an injury in your secondary or defensive line. We saw Von Miller get moved a couple of years ago. That was a huge difference for the Rams to win a ship. Like that's how you got to look at it. But I don't really. There's a reason why the Jets wanted to get an extra third-round pick at the draft. It was the right move. Edward, he's been an Asmaniac for 8 months. Yeah, baby. Let's go, Eddie. Giants' new alternate uniforms look like a bad version of the Montreal Canadiens hockey jersey. They look gross, is what they look like. They look repugnant. Jenner G making it rain, a $20 super chat. Oh, baby. NYOE, New York over everyone. Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go, Yankees. Go, New York. Go, New York. Go. Don't talk about my team, Draymond Green. Draymond Green ducking his scheduled interview 20 minutes before it was supposed to happen with CP the franchise on KFTV is one of the softest displays I've ever seen. What a joke. Also, calling the Knicks a fluke when they were in the second round last year, Draymond, shows you how ignorant you are. All these athletes who it drives me crazy. They complain about the media, and believe me, the media is not perfect. I work in the media, but I'm still a fan, and I criticize people who deserve criticisms. Like when Chris Canty calls Aaron Rodgers a cancer, I don't care if he's a coworker of mine. He should be called out. Right? But the idea that the new media, these athletes who get on these podcasts, they have dumber opinions than the media who's all wrong. Gilbert Arenas is just as stupid as something Chris Broussard would say online. Draymond Green, same thing. Calling the Knicks a fluke when the second seed in the East, despite leading the NBA in significant injuries, is laughable. A fluke. They lost Julius Randle in January. They lost OG Anunoby in Game 2 of this series. They lost Mitchell Robinson before Game 2 of the series. Bogdanovich has not played since the Sixers series. They're down 4 key contributors. Brunson's not at 100%. They're a win away from the first conference finals they've been in 25 years. How are the Knicks a fluke when they're stacked with draft picks, stacked with tradable contracts, and flexible cap space? A fluke? This is only the beginning. This will be the least talented roster that Jalen Brunson plays with going forward because now stars want to play with him because he is a superstar. A fluke? Go kick someone else on the balls, Draymond. That's some of the softest display of nonsense I've ever seen. Of Knicks being a fluke. Were they a fluke last year when they went to the second round too? Give me a break. Top Cat, Super Chat, cuts the line. Neil's presidential slogan, MJGA, to quote Al Davis, just win, baby. Make the Jets great again. I love it. It's time. It's time to win. Time to win. We're an hour into the show. Smash the like button if you're tuned in. Neil writes in, 333 people watching. Hit the effing like button now, or I'll get back on and give another 13-point rant. We don't want that. I can only do one 13-point rant from Neil per show. Smash the like button, people. It's free. Big fella, $10 super chat. Oh, baby. Sound the alarms. It's raining cash. Draymond is the most overrated player in the league. Guy got carried by Curry and Clay for years. Can't shoot, is dirty, and is more famous for his mouth than his play. I have nothing else to add. Facts. Calling the Knicks a fluke. There's nothing fluky about what the Knicks have done. Nothing. You know what would be fluky if Indiana came back and won this series because they beat the Bucks without Giannis and Damian Lillard missing a lot of that series, and then beat the Knicks with that OG Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Jalen Brunson not at 100%. That would be a little fluky. But I'm not going to make excuses for the Knicks. They're a win away. And you know what? If they can't win tonight, I think they win in 7 on Sunday. It'll be stressful, Probably won't be a blowout like Game 5 was, but you will watch Indiana wilt up and not be able to handle the pressure of playing a Game 7. I trust Jalen Brunson with my life in a big situation. You trust anyone on Indiana in a big spot? See, it's easy to talk trash, Halliburton, when your team's up a lot. You really learn about trash talkers who could talk trash when the score's not, you're up by 30 and you're boat racing the team. Where was Halliburton the other night? He didn't show up. Got shut down by Deuce McBride and Dante DiVincenzo. Big fella, making it rain with channel memberships this time. We have now given away 10 this show. 5 from me, 5 from the big fella. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Show me the money! Money.
If you hear your name called, you're an Asmaniac. Congratulations. Mike Rotonda, Rezi Khan, Jesse P, Kyle Smith, Jonathan Buckner. Any relation to Bill, Jonathan? Congratulations. You are all Asmaniac members. Love it. Absolutely love it. Keep it coming, folks. You guys are the best. Thank you all for your incredible support. Andrew Fialco will join our second show at 3 p.m. Eastern later today. We're going to break down the Jets' overall roster with Fialco. He had a good column on this over at jetsxfactor.com. One more call, then a brief commercial break, and we get right back to your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who has an intro that we love to play. So here it is.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he's not sleeping. Adios mio.
Hey, Jake, what's up?
V-Man, what's going on?
No, and honestly, the point that they make, I didn't actually check that. I didn't know that we don't play anybody coming off a bye. That obviously is big. You're not playing anybody, which means nobody has that extra time to rest. Nobody has that extra time to game plan on you. That's big. And like I said, it's a soft. And like I said, you got that 4-game stretch where it's like you're playing first. You're playing a bunch of first-year quarterbacks and Will Levis. You're playing a lot of who's a second-year quarterback, which is not that far off.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it on the screen for you. You see it here. I mean, we're looking at potentially Will Levis, Drake May, Bo Nix, and J.J. McCarthy in 4 straight games. So second-year quarterback,
yeah, I
and
see
3
it.
first-year quarterbacks. That smells like 4-1 to me if the Jets are for real.
Yeah, no, like, and then like I said, if you win against the Niners, you open up with a win. It's like you could be rolling into Monday night against the Bills undefeated.
Sign me up for that. Can you imagine?
Yeah, no, that's gonna be insane. But you know what? Like I said, we have a very soft schedule. As long as, like I said, knock on wood, as long as we're healthy.
It's not soft, but it's not as detrimental or difficult or the NFL screwed the Jets as like I've heard some in the fan base say. Like, let's stop.
No,
you want to be good, you play prime time. You want to be good, you win your home games. Like the Jets have a lot of these prime time games at home anyway.
You know, exactly. Like the only 2 they have on the road are the Monday home open, the season opener, and then the one in Pittsburgh. That's it. So of 6 primetime games, 4 at home.
And
So
one
that's
of their road games is in London against the Vikings. And I'd rather play Minnesota in London than Jacksonville. Minnesota is a tough place to play. Instead of playing them in their building, you play them on a neutral site, and there's going to be a ton of Jet fans making that trip.
You know, it'll be interesting, you know.
And it's a lesser flight to London from New York than it would be from Minnesota as well. So the Jets have a travel advantage there.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true there. So, like I said, it's a pretty manageable schedule. And like I said, your tough team is, like I said, week 1, so you get that out of the way. And like I said, there's not really that many teams that scare you. Like, outside of the Niners, there's no team that you really are going to worry about too much, you know?
I agree. Now, V-Man, we got a question from the audience. Does V-Man place his phone on the floor when he calls in?
No, I'm actually just lying. I'm actually on I'm on a sofa right now, so no, it's not on the floor.
Are you on your computer or your phone?
On my phone.
Yeah. What? Any big plans this weekend, V-Man?
No, I'm just gonna take it easy. Like I said, just gonna take it easy, just relaxed.
Well, you did just get back from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I gotta send Gator the last day of footage.
Oh yeah, we're excited for the V-Man behind the scenes recap for the Patreon crew.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be fun. That'll be a fun. See what he does. I gotta see what he does. I hope he used that. I gave him some copyright free music. I sent him link the copyright free music to use.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course, to get the music right,
Hey, you want to be an executive producer on this film?
Yeah, right. Well, I better get this edited in that video. I'll talk to you later.
Now, V-Man, I have a question for you before you go.
Yeah.
How is V-Mom doing?
She's fine. My mom's fine. She's relaxing. She's back
Did she have
home.
a good trip?
Yeah, she had a good trip. Of course she did. She enjoyed it. Like I said, the one thing obviously she's disappointed in is my grandmother's hometown's in a very poor state of affairs. It was very sad for her to see, where my grandmother grew up, where she would go visit her grandfather, and see it in such a very bad state. I mean, we were in the town square, and almost half the buildings were in disrepair, closed, and run down.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a good time overall, though. Tom says, V-Man, you look like a young George Clooney.
I'll have to tell her that one. She'll like that.
You tell all the ladies on that you're meeting out and about that they call you young George Clooney.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, V-Man, I'm going to let you go because as Sluggo says, your neck is getting sore from holding up your head. V-Man, thank you.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
V-Man, the best. Can't wait. Week 1, Neil V-Man. Cigars being smoked in the parking lot. But not week 1, week 3. Thursday Night Football. Cannot believe they open on Thursday Night Football week 3, but it is what it is. I'm not complaining. Folks, FPP has made it rain more memberships. Unreal, baby. Let's go, FPP. Let's give you some Lowski. If you hear your name called, make sure you thank FPP. One of these names I will not read. Rasta Dread 305, the P-word assassin. You know who you are. Go Stackley, Sean Bennett, and Raymond T. all received memberships courtesy of the great FPP. FPP, very nice of you, man. Thank you so much for supporting this incredible community. Darth Crypto says, let's go Rangers. Igor and Kreider stole that game last night. I mean, Kreider went Messier in 94 in that third period, and Igor's been great this entire playoffs. I'm not a Ranger fan, but I think the Rangers are going to win the Cup. I do. The last night was like, oh, I needed the seat. It just feels like it's their year. Feels like 94. I hope it's an inverse, though. If only one of the New York teams go win a ship, I hope it's the Knicks, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. You know what we need right now? We need some King Lowski energy, folks. It's a football Friday. The Jets schedule is out. We're all pumped up. So if you missed yesterday's show, the great King Lowski was our last caller. We saved the best for last when we had the great Fireman Ed on the program. So if you missed it, here's a little clip of some magic between two of the all-time great Jet fans.
My brother, the Jets win the Super Bowl. We on top of the damn universe. Our championship will mean more than any of them cheating Belichick pussy-ass Patriots.
You ain't lying there.
We got the best defense in the league. We got the best quarterback in the league. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Don't nobody want to see the Jets. Jets.
The King has spoken. The King has spoken.
Yeah, the King has spoken. Well said. Shout out to Ed again, who came on the show yesterday. Check out the conversation with him if you missed it. What we're going to do right now is take a brief break. And when we come back, we get to more of your calls, more of your super chats, and more of your channel memberships. Hit the like button. The Jake Asman Show will return right after this. Is there any truth to the rumor you're having Canoby on your show?
Maybe.
Who the fuck do you think you are, Charles? I'm the Canoby, and I'm playing for the Jets next year. You better get used to it, motherfucker, because I'm coming to get you.
Did you see the interview we did with Canoby yesterday when he called in?
No, I did not.
I'm just kidding, Charles. I love you, man. You're the greatest. I just want to be your friend, okay? So, please do my friend. Motherfucker!
All right. Charles, thank you for the time today. Last night on a radio station in this town known as The Fan, WFAN, Keith McPherson took a call from Bobby Midnight, who wanted to ask some questions about Canoby.
All right, let's go back to Bob in Vermont. I wanted to ask you, what do you think the Jets and Giants will do on the draft, your choices? And also, do you ever hear of a player from college called Canoby?
Kanobu? From what school?
College.
Yeah, but what college?
It's just college. Do you ever hear that guy's name?
No, I've never heard of Kanobu from college. Kanobo from college? What position does he play?
He plays offense and defense.
He plays offense and defense? He's a two-way guy?
Yep, that's what he said.
How do you spell the last name?
Canoby. I can't remember how you spell it. It starts with K, I know that.
Okay, because I'm spelling it wrong on Google.
No, Canoby.
Thanks for the call, Bob. I do not know who Kanobo is. Maybe somebody listening knows of a player, a two-way player coming out of college that gives you like 300 options. I'm looking at Zoo. He's just laughing. I'm trying to find out. A two-way player plays offense and defense. Kanobo is coming.
Do you ever hear of Kanoby?
There were two listeners of mine who called WFAN asking two separate hosts if the Jets should take Kanoby, and each host was like, they were stumped. They're like, I haven't done enough draft prep. I'm unaware. And they're reciting lines from the show.
John and Seaford, what's up, bud?
A lot of these Jet fans out there want Brock Bowers.
Yes, that is the sexy name surrounding the Jets.
I think the three options you go, O-line, receiver, or if Kanoby out of college is there, you got to take Kanoby. 5'7", 198, plays both sides of the ball. Not sure if you know him. Mel Kiper had him top 15 pick. What are your thoughts on Kanoby?
I don't know him that well. I'll be totally honest with you. Bro, I got to do more draft prep. I don't know, you said he plays both sides of the ball. Makes me think, who plays both sides of the ball in the NFL?
We now have Kanoby's testing numbers. There's a reason why Kanoby has skyrocketed off the draft boards here. He has tremendous testing numbers. It's tremendous. The only knock on Kanoby is he's 5'7", 198. But he's a two-way player. He can play both sides of the ball. And if you were listening to WFAN last night, it was Rob from Glenhead, not Johnny Quest impersonating Rob from Glenhead, called in to ask FAN host Keith McPherson if the Jets should consider this Kanoby guy.
Let's go to Rob in Glenhead first up on the fan.
Well, yeah, I'm out right now. My friend Neil Chipotle just chilling out, talking Jets, smoking cigars. I was listening yesterday to your show. The guy Bobby from Vermont called up about this guy Kanoby. Yeah, I think I found out who he was talking about.
Okay, what college? What school?
I didn't get that, but there was an NFL Network did a spotlight on him. Neil, look up the college this kid went to. So it's pronounced Kanoby when he was in an island, but then they changed to Kanoby when he came over. They were talking about. I think his brother was a 7th round pick in like 2022. Dude, the kid. I don't know if he's going to go in the first round, but he plays receiver and nickel corner. His stats are crazy.
Do you know how to spell his last name? I have not heard of this kid.
Kanoby. Neil, look it up.
I can't spell shit.
40-yard dash, 4.3. Cone drill, 6.41. I don't even know if that's good. You know, you're an athlete. Is that good?
I guess 6.41. It could be faster.
Vertical, 47.
No, that's ridiculous.
The fact is this: if you're getting a receiver and a nickel, if he plays receiver, we need a receiver, right? Because Lazard's terrible. And if he's nickel corner, we have Michael Carter, who I think is going to be a free agent next year. You can't afford him, so you replace him.
I don't know, but that's what confused me yesterday. We're talking about a two-way player getting drafted and expected to play both ways?
Yeah, dude. I never heard of it, so I saw it on the NFL Network. And then when Bobby was talking about it, I'm like, that sounds familiar. I looked it up. The crazy thing, he's from like some small island near Hawaii. They have like 350 kids. It was like 13 kids on his high school team. That's why he went both ways. I know most times in New York and New Jersey, everyone goes both ways.
In high school, yeah, but in college, that's why I'm like, I haven't been watching NFL Network.
If they can get this kid in the first, I don't think he's going to fall to 10, and maybe the Giants. Maybe the Cowboys get him. Where the Cowboys pick him?
24, they're cooked.
He'll probably be gone by then.
Do you know the spelling of his name?
Oh, Neil, you got that name?
Yeah, here
all
it
right.
is.
K-A-N-O.
Yep. Yep.
B-L-E. I'm going to hang up and listen, Keith. Be good, all right?
Yeah, thanks for the call. So we were talking last night. Yeah, Bob from Vermont called in, was talking about this kid, and I never heard of him. Kanoble NFL draft? Nah, you guys got to be trolling me. This is like the tale of like, I don't know, like a Bigfoot or something like this. Is a two-way player that plays wide receiver, nickel corner. He's got a 47-inch vertical. I haven't heard of the guy, but I don't think two different calls would call about this Kanoby guy.
How did you hold it together, man? I'm dying. My ribs hurt from laughing at that.
I was just pacing back and forth, trying to get as much shit out as I could, dude. That green cone, the 6.4 one, I had no clue if that was good. That's why I asked him. Meanwhile, I looked it up after. That's a really good time. He's like, oh, we could be better than that. 47 vertical is ridiculous. My son was like, Dad, 47? I'm like, I don't know. I just made it up. Like, he kind of almost like, he's like, oh, it's fake. But he's like, no, it's got to be real.
And I'm getting like listeners like tweeting me graphics of like Canoby in a Jets jersey being like 1 week from today.
Bobby, good morning. How are you?
First, the Jets, okay? I wanted to see what you think about the Jets draft choice, and I got a choice that you might wanted to hear from. Like Canoby from college, he's supposed to be good. He plays both ways. He's from college. Did you ever hear of the guy?
Bob, you know what? I got to be honest with you, and I thank you for the phone call. There's a lot of guys who play in college. I'm not familiar with that name that you threw out there, to be quite honest with you. You guys know who he was talking about? Because it totally escaped my mind. The two-way prospect playing Ironman football, which, like I said, not too familiar with there.
It went on so much further than I ever thought could be possible. It's some of the best shit I've ever seen.
Plenty on the table. Up to Vermont we go. It's Bob. It's the fan. What's going on, Bobby?
Hey, Moose, I heard about this player called Canoby from college. Do you ever hear Canoby from college?
No, who's that?
His name is Canoby. He plays both ways from college.
No, I don't know who you're talking about.
You never heard of Canoby?
No. And Bob, thanks a lot for the call. It's been forever.
This whole thing just happened so organically. Like, and I have Buffalo on every Wednesday on my show, and we were just taking calls, and Lane called in, and he starts saying the Jets should draft this guy, and he couldn't figure out the guy's name, and then he just says Canoby out of college. We're like who?
And that was the origin. Just
that was it. He just said that, and then like we turned it into this whole character. He can play too. He's the best player of the draft. He can play, but he plays all 22 positions. And like,
oh my God.
And then like the listeners just ran with it and like gave him like an origin story, and then Gator does what Gator does. He gave him a scouting report, and now we're getting like 3 people calling the fan in the last 24 hours.
I hope it never stops.
We have a great coach in Robert Saleh, I think.
You think?
Yeah, he's great.
What makes him great?
Because he knows how to coach a team. He gets really competitive.
Do you want me to throw the podium on the floor?
He yells at those guys like, come on. He throws his headset. He said, are you crazy? What is going on? No more questions. Next media?
Lane Train. What's up, Lane?
Hi. How is everything? Yes?
Lane?
Oh, hello. Hi. Did you see Aaron Rodgers on the Patrick McAfee program on the YouTube?
What happened?
Look, okay. Do you think he should play football for the Jets this year? Or maybe wait until the next time he can play next year?
I think he should play for the Jets this year, Lane.
Did you watch the Charles Gorman show on the YouTube? He has his own channel, and it's really interesting.
Oh, Chiefs fan. Oh, shit. Oh, let me bring him in.
Hey, Charles, Chiefs fan here.
I can't see your mouth.
Do you collect used bandages?
What used bandages?
I have a 1987 Band-Aid from an AIDS-infected Rock Hudson before he kicked the bucket. Anyway, gotta go because my battery is about to run out.
No problem. Oh, V-Man's here.
Oh, get him in.
What the fuck is happening here?
Oh my! What are you talking about?
Maybe for Jake's show, you could arm wrestle me. Then after we make some coquito and slap each other silly, would you be into that?
Oh, there's Red Diddy. He's still trying to get in here. Should I ban him?
No, let Chiefs fan in. Let's see him. Am I still frozen?
Yes.
Oh, fucking bullshit. I just spilled gravy on my nuts. Let me call back.
Oh my God.
What? Oh my God. On one hand, I'm really sad because I thought Lane called in. On the other hand, that was an epic Gator call. Oh my God. What did we just watch? And we're back right here. Shout out to everyone who's still tuned in. Hit that like button. Appreciate everyone for the support. Couple super chats to get caught up on, and then we will rapid fire through more of your calls. First things first, Ghost Stackley paying it forward. He got a channel membership, so he's gifting a membership. Stackley wrote in, thank you, FPP. I'm once again asking Asmaniacs to pay their gifted subs forward. Let's shout out who got your gifted sub, Ghost Stackley. I truly appreciate the support from the community here, which is just tremendous. So if you hear your name called, this membership came to you courtesy of Ghost Stackley. That's Mother Effin' Chew who got it. Oh, now you want to talk about a perfect opportunity to play a drop. That's what we have right here when Ghost Stackley is gifted a membership to none other than the great Mother Effin' Chew.
Choo choo, mother effing choo.
Yeah.
Choo choo, mother effing choo.
Hey, shout out to Julian, who just became an official Asmaniac. He did it the old-fashioned way by hitting the join button and just paying $5 to be a part of the community. Julian writes in with his free super chat for becoming an Asmaniac. You get one free a month when you're an Asmaniac. Let's get it. 7 standalone games with 6 being in prime time is beyond bonkers. Jets are primed for a run and should with this roster. Go Jets. If you want to be a great team, then you play in primetime, and you got to win your home games. And 4 of the games in primetime are at home. I know the season ticket holders don't love the primetime games. Some do. But it is what it is. It's the price to pay to be relevant. I'll tell you what, you're going to like it if there's a home playoff game in January you'll be going to for the first time in 20 years. You will. Trust me on that. Ladies and gentlemen, we referenced this guy earlier. Yesterday, him and Fireman Ed brought the house down. The King is on the line. King Lowski, start us back up, baby. What's up, King?
Jake, my brother. Jake, my brother. Boy, yesterday was so legendary for me, man. I couldn't get enough of it, man. I had to post it on my Instagram, man. Shout out to Fireman Ed. The reason he fired me up so much was because of the speech he gave right before I came on. It was like goosebumps going through my body, man. Fireman Ed, he can fire me up all day, baby. You pause, you heard? So at the end of the day, baby, I just wanted to come on here and say we got a big one tonight. Tonight is the closeout, okay? Jalen Brunson, show him you can take us all away, baby. The others, DiVincenzo, the big ragu, okay? Hartenstein, get another 14 offensive rebounds tonight, baby. Okay? Tonight, we closing it out in old Hick Town. All right? We not playing around. We saw what Boston doing. We waiting for you, Boston. All right? At the end of the day, baby, the schedule is looking good. All right? Teams, I saw a report this morning that old tuna fish Tua didn't show up for workouts. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, but we have the cancer in the locker room, huh? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna see this year, baby.
What does Chris Candy think about Tua not showing up to workouts? Man, I wonder if Chris Candy's going to say something like this.
This guy is a cancer that's metastasized throughout the entire building in Florham Park. And I don't know why Jets fans can't see it.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
Yeah, keep that same energy, baby. And shout out to Bobby Midnight for becoming a JETS. Yes, baby. You're right. You on the right side of history, Bobby. Trust me. Let's go, baby. JETS. Yes.
Let's go. The King coming through for the people. Love it. King Lowski. Smash the King Lowski emoji in the chat right now. Absolutely love King Lowski. What he brings to this show, the energy, the positive vibes. Let's go. Let's go. Look, I hope Miami pays Tua an enormous amount of money. I don't want people to think I'm being like, oh, Tua's not a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback, right? I don't think he's a great quarterback. I don't think you're winning a Super Bowl with Tua. And I think if the Dolphins pay him an enormous amount of money, it's going to be kind of similar to what happened after the Jets paid Sanchez in 2011. The rest of the roster will then get worse because the quarterback's not going to be able to elevate the players that are still there. And I don't think Miami's ever going to win with Tua. And I'm not sitting here telling you the Jets are winning a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, but I think I have a better chance. I'll take my chances. I got one game to win. Am I taking Aaron Rodgers or Tua? If you say Tua, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been waiting to do this for a very, very long time. So if you watch the comment section or you read the comment section after any video I post, there's a guy in there with a horse emoji that always comments something disparaging about Aaron Rodgers getting hurt in week 1 again. The Jets are going to suck. They're a pathetic franchise. His name is Cliff D. And Cliff D writes in live this time, Jets remain a pathetic franchise as usual. Cliff, enjoy the hole, you bum.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
See ya. You're out of here, Cliff. Enjoy the hole, bum. Comments, questions, super chats will, in fact, cut the line. Today's Jake Asman Show, presented by my friends at Fanatics. Down below, Jet fans, get yourself some officially licensed Jets gear. The hats you see me rocking on the show, all from Fanatics. The white one in particular, I just pinned it so it pops up on the chat. A lot of people have requested that one, and then the black one that I've been wearing on the show as well. I bought these through Fanatics. They came in last week. That's why I've been wearing them a lot. So I pinned both, plus all the other hats with the new/old logo, depending on how you look at it. A lot of people still like the plain logo, so I put that there. All the Jets hats that you want are via Fanatics right down below. Fanatics is an affiliate of this channel now, so shout out to Fanatics for jumping on board the channel for all the Jet fans to be a part of the Jake Asman channel right here. All right, more comments, more questions, super chats, all that. Let's go to B-Mac, though. He's up next on the Gustbuster hotline. What's going on, B-Mac?
Cliff D. Peace out. Peace out there, buddy. Take a hike where the door will hit you at. All right. Thank you, Jake, because that dude has been annoying the last week or so. And Tua is a cancer that is metastasized in the whole building in South Beach. And I don't know why Dolphin fans can't see it. And then so I want to get that out of the way too. And first of all, man, you know, great interview that you did with Fireman Ed, man. I mean, I'm not a Jet fan, and that dude gets me pumped and hyped. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like the fan of like the fan version of Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do, brother? When the war was wild on you. So, and then my second point is my girl. I want to ask you something, and you've been hearing this all yesterday. Like Roger's been getting a lot of heat for doing a podcast in May with Tucker Carlson, and you got some Jet fans saying that he should shut up and play football.
Maybe they should listen to the interview then, because it was a great conversation. I haven't finished the whole thing yet, but honestly, I pretty much have listened to every interview Rodgers has done since he's become the Jet quarterback. That was one of the better ones he's done. Tucker did a really good job. Yeah,
and then you got Nick Wright saying that he's not focused, he's not locked in.
Yeah, because Nick Wright is a very left-leaning sports broadcaster. He's made it very clear where his political lies are, and he doesn't like that Aaron Rodgers is very outspoken on the vaccine. When I actually don't blame him. But look, when I prefer if Rodgers, just maybe didn't bring up anything and just did only football, fine. But I'm going to defend his right to say his opinion, because these same people were slandering his name for things that he ended up being accurate about, ended up being right about. Yeah. So I'd be very bitter and pissed off if I was Rodgers too. But what was great about this interview with Tucker is he showed empathy for the people that did criticize him, and just like the way they nitpick his words and don't actually take the full context and hear what he says. To me, it's disgusting. So whether you agree or disagree with Aaron Rodgers, the way they selectively choose what to take out and aggregate and blast to make them look bad, to me, it's a pathetic job by many in the media.
Yeah. And then and then that tweet from that douchebag saying that he's the worst person in the league, which you have
Ralph Vacchiano. I destroyed him on Twitter. Ralph Vacchiano, who used to work at SNY and now covers the NFC East for Fox Sports, had the unmitigated gall to send out this tweet in which I responded to him, and I received DMs from people in my industry saying, thank you for calling that fraud, because people are like afraid to speak out, which is crazy. How is this an acceptable tweet by someone who's credentialed to cover the battle going on in the last few days between Aaron Rodgers and Harrison Butker for the in the Are you kidding me? So I tweeted, Hey, Ralph, any thoughts on Rashee Rice driving 120 miles per hour and causing a multi-car accident and then fleeing the scene? Aaron Rodgers' opinions you disagree with, so you label him as worst person in the NFL. Very classy. Hey, Ralph, any thoughts on Von Miller and his felony violence situation, or Tyreek Hill and his child abuse, domestic violence and battery allegations? Any thoughts on Deshaun Watson sexually harassing, being accused of sexual misconduct by more than 25 women? Any thoughts on that, Ralph? Oh, no. Aaron Rodgers said some words. Oh, he did an interview with Tucker Carlson. He's bad. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, man. It's just, look, man, look. Rodgers is not perfect. All right, there's plenty of things you can criticize Rodgers on. All right, I'm not sitting here and saying that he's a saint. He's not. You know what I mean? But look, man. At the end of the day, it's a podcast in May. You know, he's still at OTAs. All right, he's gonna be at OTAs next week on Monday. All right, he's still committed. He's still, throwing passes with his teammates, and his teammates still love him and they voted him most inspirational. All right. As long as that matters, that's it. All right. I mean, ours is being a distraction. That's all to the fans who get into it, and that's all to the national media who just don't like his opinions because they don't politically align with him. So at the end of the day, man, let the media, let the people, let people say that Rodgers. And the one thing I hate that people saying, "Oh, Rodgers gonna get hurt in week 1. Rodgers gonna get hurt in week 1." Like, why do people say cool things like that?
Well, we know the answer. They don't like the Jets. They don't like Aaron Rodgers specifically because they disagree with his political statements, which really, honestly, if you go back and listen to what Aaron actually said about COVID, it's really not that political at all. But it's just the state that our country is unfortunately in, where you just know one side's going to have this take. It's why I hate politics, why I don't do it on the show. I hate both sides. Like I agree with policies on both sides of the political spectrum. We should root for our political representatives like their sports teams. Like, that to me is crazy. Like, vote for the people you think will do the best job, not because I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat, so I must vote for these people. I don't know, maybe have an original thought, do your own research. Actually, what's something Aaron Rodgers says? He's not a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter. He's a registered independent. He supports RFK, but it's not like Aaron Rodgers has been political his whole life. To me, it's crazy. And there's a lot of people who feel the same way Aaron does, but the difference is he has the platform to speak on it. A lot of people stay silent. And that's what these people in the media who bash him don't get. And here's a little dirty little secret, right? I've heard Michael Kay talk about this on the Kay show a lot. He's right. Most athletes are actually conservative. I don't know if a lot of people realize that. But it shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I laugh at these people who attack Aaron. And it's what did he really say that's so bad? What did he really say, Ralph Acciano, that you're going to call him one of the worst? He's in the running to be one of the worst persons in the NFL. Are you kidding me? He got voted most inspirational by his own teammates. They love him. People treating politics like it's rooting for a sports team. It drives me crazy. Mother effing Chew has gifted a channel membership. Let's go. Let's get back to the positive vibes after we dunked on Ralph Acciano's loser Aaron Rodgers take. Mother effing Chew. Let's see who got your channel membership here. He gifted it. Who received it? Slim received his channel membership from Mother effing Chew. Way to pay it forward, Chew. Slim actually super chatted earlier. Jake, you're awesome. Your show is our therapy. I appreciate that. David writes in, Fanatics doesn't ship to my location. Where are you based at? Fanatics doesn't ship, David. Maybe we could arrange something for you. Q writes in, Knicks caught a big break with the T-Wolves winning. How about that game last night? I have no idea what that series is going to be in Game 7. I talked about this on the radio last night. I mean, who could have imagined Minnesota would win the first 2 in Denver, then get boat raced the next 3, basically. 2 of them in Minnesota. They're down 3-2. You're thinking, all right, well, Denver's Denver. Minnesota's young. They're not ready yet. Defending champs going to Minnesota. They close them out in 6. And then they lost by 45 points. I have no idea what's happening in Game 7 on Sunday. I hope that's the only Game 7 on Sunday. Hope the Knicks can close them out tonight. But yes, the Knicks now will play Tuesday. If they could win Friday, they'll get extra days off, which is good for OG Anunoby, hopefully coming back. if it's possible for him to come back. Tony DeFlippo's got a Knick question. I missed it earlier, Tony, so hopefully you're still watching. Jake, I'm buying a Knicks jersey, debating between Brunson, Hart, DiVincenzo. Brunson's a beast. Hart has heart. Dante hits big shots. Thoughts? Well, I own a Brunson, and I ordered a Josh Hart jersey recently. You can't go wrong with any of those. I would say the most popular jersey in New York right now is probably the Jalen Brunson. So if you want to be different, I think the Josh Hart jersey years from now will be the equivalent of owning like a John Starks jersey. Like, I think Hart is one of the most beloved Knicks of all time already. He hasn't even played 2 full years for them. The way he plays reminds you of, ironically enough, John Starks or Charles Oakley, or like Josh Hart could play on any of those 90s Knicks teams. He'd fit right in. The guy's the heart and soul, literally, pun intended, of the team. So I think Hart's great. Obviously, what he did with Reggie Miller the other night makes him a Knick legend. I'd go Josh Hart personally, because I think everyone's got a Brunson jersey. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I've owned a Brunson jersey since last year. All right, back to the calls. We go here. Shout out to everyone who's tuned in, watching the show. Do me a favor, smash that like button if you haven't already. It goes a long way towards the channel continuing to grow. Once again, shout out to Mother Effin' Chew for paying it forward and gifting a membership. Gary is on the hotline. Gary called my Mad Dog show last night. What's up, Gary?
That was a great show. I've always wanted to talk hoops with you, because of the 3 major sports, basketball is definitely my favorite sport. I love the Jets. I love the NFL, but I'm a basketball head. So it was good getting to talk hoops with you a little bit.
That was fun, man. You're actually a very good sports radio caller, Gary. I appreciate you not bringing up Brock Bowers as well.
No problem. Or Jameis Winston.
You were able to get through a full radio call on national radio on Sirius XM, channel 82, without mentioning either one of your man crushes, which is appreciated.
So I had like 2 things. First, Stephon Marbury is like my all-time favorite net. Like, it was like 98, and the Nets got Marbury, the Jets got Curtis Martin, and the Mets got Mike Piazza all like within a year, and they all became my favorite. To this day, those are still my 3 favorite Mets, Jets, and Nets. So that was awesome getting to listen to you interview my boy Marbury. I love, and I had the Starburys in 06 too, or 07, whatever that was. I had the Starburys too.
I don't know where mine are. They're probably long gone. I was actually, before I did the show last night. Fortunately, I had to go to a funeral during the day, but I got back in time to make it to the launch party for Steph's sunglass line last night. And my buddy Jake Brown, who's been on the show, does the Jet podcast with Brian Costello for the New York Post. He was rocking the Starberries that he had from like 06, 07 at the party last night. I was so jealous. I wish he interviewed Steph wearing Starberries. I'm like, man, that could have been me.
Yeah, they were cool sneakers too. But I had 2 points, one on Draymond Green and one on Aaron Rodgers. First, look, I don't agree with Draymond. I don't think the Knicks are a fluke. I think they're not the sexiest team. They're not the most fun team to watch. But what they do to you, they bludgeon you. They kill you on offensive rebounds and second chance points. So that travels well. What he is saying is that, and he thinks, and I don't agree with him, if Embiid was 100%, they lose to Philly. If Giannis and Dame were healthy, they'd be playing Milwaukee, and Milwaukee would beat them. I don't know that either of those 2 teams. Milwaukee was horrible all season. They underachieved all season. Why would they all of a sudden get good? Like, I don't agree with that. And I think the Knicks beat Philly regardless. So I don't agree with him. But his point was, if those teams were healthy, the Knicks would lose to both those teams. But he's also ignoring that the Knicks aren't healthy. Like, the Knicks are down 3 starters. That's a lot.
He's ignoring they were in the second round a year ago. Like, this is not a fluke. Like, they're in the second round of the NBA playoffs for the second straight year. There's nothing fluky about this team. They're young. They don't have any bloated contracts. It's not like they're not the Suns where it's like they have a finite window to win. They have I think the Knicks, I don't know the pick number. I think it's 7 first-round picks over the next 5 years. They have a ton of picks. They have a tremendous amount of salary cap flexibility. All the contracts they have are tradable. Brunson's got the best deal in the NBA. Deuce McBride might have the second best deal in the NBA, So, honestly, the Knicks are probably the most well-run franchise in New York right now, something that I've never been able to say in my lifetime. Think about that.
It is amazing that the Knicks got it right with Jalen Brunson and everyone else got it wrong. Remember, everyone else was saying he's overpaid, like that's a ridiculous contract. Now it's the best contract in basketball, probably.
Yeah, no, I think it is. I mean, we're talking about Jalen Brunson's a top 10 player in the league right now.
Yeah, top 10 by any account, right? And so the contract is probably the best contract in basketball. And Rodgers, that interview is so. I didn't like Rodgers. Like I thought he was weird and annoying. You watch the interview, he's a great dude. Like everything he said, I basically agreed with. Like if you haven't watched the interview with Tucker, it's so good.
Yeah, people have a preconceived notion because Tucker Carlson used to be on Fox News. I mean, just watch the interview and form your own opinion before you see headlines that misquote Rodgers or say he was spouting conspiracy theories, which is not true. The Pat Tillman thing that it's making the most news, that he apparently said he was quoting a well-researched book. And I got texts from people that don't even like Aaron Rodgers who are like, well, he's right about that. So please, before you judge Aaron Rodgers or something he said, maybe actually do the work and listen and hear it in its full context before you misquote him or make up things he said that he didn't say, because the media wants to paint them as this villain, which is not true.
The last thing, as I said, my favorite players of all time: Curtis Martin, Stephon Marbury, Mike Piazza. I have no idea what their politics are, nor do I care. Right? Like it doesn't make any difference to me what their politics. I root for the player, I root for the athlete, I root for the team. Like Aaron Rodgers didn't really say anything. Like he didn't say go vote for Trump or go vote for Biden. He just kind of answered questions and he gave his take. And Harrison Butker, he gave a speech at a Catholic school. I loved everything he said. Like, I love everything Harrison Butker said. But like, what did he say and what did Rodgers say that makes them bad people? Like, did they tell you to go beat your wife? Did they tell you to go out and take drugs and do hookers? Like they didn't. What did they say that was bad? Like, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not going to comment on the Harrison Butker thing. I didn't watch the full speech, but I watched everything Rodgers said for the most part in this interview that made news. I think if you're a Jet fan, you watch that interview with Rodgers, you're going to be like, I love this guy. I'm thrilled he's our quarterback. So maybe people should actually watch it before they tweet nonsense like Ralph Facciano. What a joke. I mean, that was laughable. More calls right now. Dan, the Jet fan. What's up, Dan?
How's it going, Jake? First off, happy Friday to you and all the Jet fans that are watching today.
What's up, Dan?
Hey, a bit of a side note. I know Rangers fans, after last night win against the Canes, I know they wanted Boston, but I'm really hoping that the Panthers, they take the series tonight so I can go to game one, hopefully on my birthday on Tuesday. I've been praying for that.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Panthers as well because I don't want to be in the tough spot where I got to decide between rooting for a Boston team or having to root for the Rangers. And like to me, it's a lose-lose either way as an Islander fan. So I'm rooting for the Panthers as well. So I have a clear team I could support in hockey, and then obviously, let's go Knicks in the Celtics series, of course.
Understandable. Now, when I look at the Jets schedule, I mean, I do like, although it's not favorable, I do like the 2 road games to start the season, just so Rodgers and the team can shake off any rust before, just so they can prepare themselves for that home opener on Thursday night. Now, I'm really hoping on that Thursday night game, oh my God, I've been dying to see Aaron Rodgers throw for like 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Patriots, man. I'm tired of losing to these freaking losers every time. Anyways.
Yeah, look, I mean, I want blood. That's the bottom line. They beat him the last game of the season. I think it's big that they won that game because now you enter the you enter the week 3 game where let's say the Jets are, God forbid, 0-2, and then it's like they're 0-2, they're coming home Thursday night. Crowd's going to be anxious. Crowd's going to be booing the first 3 and out. Oh, you're playing New England and you've lost to them 15 straight times. It's like you don't have to worry about that now. It's just another game. You win that game like you're supposed to. They got to beat New England twice this year. They play them twice in the first 10 weeks. That needs to be 2 wins for the Jets.
Yes, and regardless, I think before that week 12 bye, I think the Jets need to be either 7-4 or 8-3, and I think those first 11 games they give them a perfect opportunity to win 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, I think 8-3 is realistic if this team is as good as we think they are.
Very. No, I was going to say the black jerseys. You think the three games that they're a lock for are the game against the Bills Monday night, the game against the Texans on Halloween, and that Sunday night game against the Colts?
Yes, I would say those are probably the 3 games I would guess. I mean, Halloween's a lock. You're going to wear the all black on Halloween.
Certainly, I've been dying for that game, and you know that for a fact.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I might have a large Houston contingent visiting me that weekend. Come for the game on Thursday and then stay for the weekend in New York. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, Gary last night on my Mad Dog show, I should mention this, funny. Gary had no idea the game against the Texans is in New York or East Rutherford. I broke it to him on the air last night. which I thought was very funny for those who caught the show. Big fella, super chat. Got to go to the gym. Backing up AVT isn't easy. Have a great day, Jake. LFG Jets. Let's go. Big fella is, in fact, a big fella. Love it. All right, rapid fire. We got more callers on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is another caller who resides in South Florida. NY Jets, Florida. What's up, NY?
Hey, Jake. Good morning. BMAC, and I don't want to get too political, but BMAC did open up a can of worms for me. Do you think takes could be based on where this people work, knowing that they could anger their place of employment if they take a certain position on something? That's where I think things are going with these records saying they're bad, and the Rodgers bashing of the vax. I just think they would anger they say anything that's not agreeable to management, they would potentially be out of a job or something to that effect.
It depends on who it is. Depends on like the platform they're on. Is it like a debate show? Like what I mean? Like there's no universal rule for that. Like I think there's certain people, I won't name names. There's certain people that if you know where their political stances are that they've made public over the body of years, that it's not surprising that they feel the way they do about Aaron Rodgers. I'll leave it at that.
Right, I gotcha. And the Harrison Buckner thing, if you're a religious person, like a strict Catholic, you're gonna believe in certain ways. Like if you're Jewish or Muslim, you're gonna believe in Ramadan. And that's he just happened to say it in a very public forum. So, but public debate, in this country is a little bit has been skewered a little bit. Let's just say it's been tampered down a little. But on a lighter note, let's just say. Congrats to Bobby Midnight for seeing the light, and I knew he wouldn't take long to wear Bobby Midnight down, becoming a Jet fan. So
wait till he puts the Jet hat on, NY. Then it's going to be a different world for him.
Oh, the tears are going to flow, Jake. Jake, the tears will flow. Bobby is obviously an emotional guy, so I say, Jake, we take Bobby. We got to get him to one tailgate because that guy. Whatever we got to do to get him to one tailgate this year would be great. That's about
We're
all
going to
I
make
got.
it happen. I'm going to introduce him to Fireman Ed, and it's going to be a great moment.
Awesome. Thanks, Jake. Have a good one.
NY, I appreciate you, man. Let's go back to Gary, who's up next. Hello, Gary. What's going on, Gary? Thanks for calling back the show. What the heck just happened? What did we just stumble into here, folks? Gary. I think I hear the show in the background faintly. Gary. Well, Gary's watching the show on significant delay. We talked about the Knicks like 15 minutes ago. Hey, Gary, when you see this, let us know your thoughts. Until then, enjoy a little Brock Bowers.
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
What was going on there? But something was. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe what has just occurred. Folks, he's back. We haven't heard from this guy in months. I don't know where he has been, but he's back. Scott joins the show. What's up, Scott?
Hello. Hey, Gangrene. What's up, people? Yes, I've been gone. My faithful, I'm back. I'm really pissed off. Not good. In and out of the hospital. But no, it's cool. We got our Dre man called with a heart attack. We got Bobby Bones, my man, had a bombshell he dropped on us. Hope he's fine. But here's the thing. It's wonderful to have the forum. Great to talk to you guys. The establishment does not like anything that's against the agenda. That's Political 101. That's Dr. Michael Savage, the good doctor. Anything we're going to do, they don't like the Jets. Period. End of story. Anything you talk about who has a sponsor, lobbyists and all that crap, it's the political agenda. It's the global interlocking corporate cabinet member that binds everything with influence, power, and the egos. So that is stationary. That's the way it is. You're not going to talk to a billionaire like you can talk to us. Okay, us the sheeple. We're going to be public enemy number one, regardless of what we do. And that's why we're on all the primetime shows early on to see what happens to us. We are now the worst Dallas teams. And because he says something, it's like you said, it's what sticks. Not what you do, it's what the authority wants to stick, right?
Now, Scott, let me ask you something. We haven't heard from you in a while. The last we heard from you, you were very big on the Jets adding a tremendous amount of depth to their offensive line. Well, they've added Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses, John Simpson, drafted Olu Fashanu. How do we feel about the O-line? Do we still need Shakira to teach the linemen about their hips not lying?
Potentially, because I tell you what, in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, we're going to need Trolley to bring back the health. So here's I don't know what we're going to do with Tyron. I don't know if he just strategically misses like the week before our bye, which is week 12, and then after. I mean, if he gets a tweak or something, I don't know. I'm just saying he doesn't play a lot of games, but like you said, he makes the playoffs. So whatever the forum is or whatever the format is, fine. But if you're looking at 3rd and short, 4th down territory or goal line, Olu, Tyron, AVT, Tittman right in the center, push him forward. That's about as good you're going to get in the league. Now, I do like the bye week in week 12. Corley, I think he's got a lot of work to do route running. I was watching our man Blewett, who had broke it down for us. Very good. Love it. We have the offensive firepower. We have the running game, defense. We have a good kicker. I know. Ask Buffalo if a kicker matters. It does.
Got him.
I think if we're healthy, if we're healthy, you don't want us in the playoffs. We can grind it out. And I think if this guy Braylon, the second running back we picked, Braylon, he's the big kid, the rookie.
Braylon Allen.
If he can block, if he can stay in Braylon Allen, if he can learn to block and stay in a 3rd down situation, you don't have to have Breece Hall. If you have him and Breece Hall, you want Mostert and the other guy. Our running game, Detroit has that guy Gibbs. You can just neutralize a whole entire team if you can block and if you control the clock. And we can run. Breece Hall, you don't want any part. He's 6'1", 250. With those kind of moves, this team has all the. We might not be a deep down threat with Mike Williams we picked up, but at different levels. Running back, tight end. And you can put the tight end nowadays at any position. You can put him behind the line. You can put him at fullback. I don't think our fullback's going to be back. You can do a lot of things. We might not have the downfield, but left to right, in the center, behind the line with a running game, you don't want it. So that's what I feel.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, sir.
How's the hair? We got the bandana on, so we can't really see the luscious hair that you bring to the table.
Yeah, the hair, it's there.
Yeah.
Should.
So on the head. Yeah.
It's time.
There it is. We might have some new listeners who became Asmaniacs post draft stream.
I hope so. Hey, you know what? Listen, real quick, man. Are you listening?
Yeah, I just made you full screen so we could see your luscious hair.
I work in Saratoga Springs, New York, and I work at a bunker, which is this area is very affluent. I want to do like either a podcast or like a telecast from here from the bunker. It's a sports-oriented double bar with a mezzanine, but it's a golf-based. You can play indoor golf. We got to get it there. We had Mr. Bonesy. He lost to our man Neil. I think we have to have bigger stipulations, more in-depth analysis of what happened. We have to have it written down. But you know what? Our man Brunson, got to go Knicks, baby. Gotta go. It's time. And like I said, the NFL does not like us. It does not like us at all. They don't like the hair. They don't like us at all. And we're
I
coming.
think they like
It's
the hair.
our time. Yeah, well, you can do a lot of things with it. It's wonderful. And like I said, no one's cutting my hair until my handicapped kids want something. They got it all. Don't care. But the thing is, when we start beating people, man went to the moon. We won the Super Bowl. When we make contact, when we touch extraterrestrials, when we kiss extraterrestrials, we're winning a Super Bowl. That's it.
Scott, great to hear from you. I hope all is well health-wise. For your lips to God's ears on the Jets winning the Super Bowl. What a call. Folks, we have waited for Scott to return. I thought we lost him. But as Gator has always said, a lot of our callers, they come in waves. They have their run and then they fade and then they come back. That was epic. All right. Bill's up next. Hello, Bill.
Hey, Scott, Shakira at Jets camp? Sign me up. Are you kidding?
Let's
That'll
go.
Be nice. That'll be nice. I had typed up the saying snooze you lose. Yesterday I woke up after 10 a.m. so I missed the Fireman Ed interview. So I was all pissed off. I definitely wanted to have a chance to speak to him. I did hear him afterwards, and it was definitely a great interview. And having Lalki come at the end was cool. But you gave me the impression that if you didn't take your headset off, you would go deaf with all the yelling that Lalki was doing yesterday. Yeah.
I mean, look, Lalki was the perfect ending to that interview with Ed. There was no better way to end it.
I agree. No, I agree 100%. 100%. The Jets schedule at first I thought it was kind of on the rough side until I saw the schedule that the Chiefs have this year, and I take it back. The Jets actually have a much better schedule. I still believe in the 12-5 record because given their past and so on, they're always going to have a couple of games where they're going to have a letdown and lose to a team that they shouldn't have, or put forth awful effort where they could have won the game and didn't. So we're going to have a couple of those thrown in. And then you're going to have the one game, hopefully, where both teams play so well that the other team just makes that one less turnover or that one more yard to keep the first down going and pull out the game. But definitely 12-5 is doable. It would be crazy if they don't do it. So I expect that, I expect them to do that. Rangers and Knicks, keep going, baby. Keep going. I love it. I love what I'm seeing.
You gotta love it. I mean, if you're a Ranger and Knicks fan, this is the best it's been in 30 years.
Yep. Lane Train, thank you for Canoby. My God, what a social media sensation that caused. It's amazing. The Rodgers criticism, the biggest cancer in our country right now is our politicians and some of the media. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The only people who came out on top were the pharmaceutical companies. Otherwise, we had so many seniors that died in the nursing homes due to the lockdowns, and the whole country was set upside down. And somehow, even though we supposedly have the right to choose to vax or not to vax, listening to our politicians and the media, it's like we're supposed to hate those that decided not to vax. And I'm like, I don't see a reason why. They have every right to. And no one should lose their job over making the choice of not vaccine versus vaccine. But Anyway, that's an aside, but the idea that somehow Rodgers is the cancer is preposterous. When it comes to these jerseys, like someone was mentioning about the Knicks jersey, whether they should buy this player or that player. My thing is, as expensive as they are, my idea would be just simply have the number one on the front of the jersey and all the names of your favorite players on the back. This way, you cover all the bases. And then finally, when you get a chance, check your mic. When you were talking to Dan, there were times when you were cutting out.
Yeah, it was. I think it was an internet issue more than my mic. I'm on Wi-Fi, not
Okay,
hardline.
yeah, probably, yeah.
It's better now, though, right, Bill? I am.
Yes,
So.
yes, because there was one delay as well where your lips were moving, and then came the, the words, lightning, then thunder. So yeah, it's the Fireman Ed interview was great. I'm so sorry I missed it. Would have loved to have had a chance to speak to him. He says he's turning 65 this year, and I'm like, yeah, I turned 65 too last year. But I'm glad that he got to see the 69 Jets win the Super Bowl. Like I said, I was not a football fan at that time, so I missed that. But I did become a fan eventually, either the year after or in 71. All I know is I got to see Namath play. I loved Namath. I loved Reagans when I saw him running. Why we let Reagans go, I don't know. It's probably the same as some of the questionable trades that the Mets made over the years. But yeah, Fireman Ed, kudos to you. Kudos to Lowski. And once again, kudos to you for giving us all this platform to express our fandom.
Bill, I appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words, my man. Always good to hear from you. You don't look 65, Bill. Let me say. And neither does Fireman Ed, by the way. So he said this on the show yesterday. He turned 65 on September 19th, the day of the New York Jets home opener on Thursday Night Football. They can't lose that night. My birthday is the day before, so my birthday present will hopefully be watching Aaron Rodgers destroy the New England Patriots the next day. Pittsburgh Mike writes in, the Rodgers hate never ends. He's going to shut up a lot of people this season. 5-time MVP incoming. You imagine he wins an MVP with the Jets? You imagine how much fun this season would be? All the bullshit that we have dealt with since Rodgers has come here and the subsequent injury that was tragic for every Jet fan would all be worth it. Oh, my God. Now, they'd have to win in the playoffs. We get that, but let's enjoy the ride while we have it. Also, shout out to Pittsburgh Mike. I had you on my list, Mike, and I need to shout you out for signing up for the Patreon. You signed up for the full year as well, so I appreciate your incredible support. It means a lot. You sign up for the year, folks, you save 15%. OG Jets fan is gifted a channel membership. Let's go. We're up to 19 new channel members during this one show alone. Boom. If you hear your name called, you received a membership from OG. Boring sober guy. Congrats. You got picked. All right, here we go. Can we this is nearly a 2-hour show. It is a 2-hour show. So we still got a bunch of people on hold. If you're on hold, I promise we will get to you. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 callers left. Jets Johnny's up next. What's up, Jets Johnny? Jets Johnny. We'll come back to you. Sace is up next. What's up, Sace?
Oh, hey, what's up, Jake? How are you?
What's up, man?
Couple things I wanted to say. In regards to the interview with Aaron Rodgers, he could say whatever he wants. I honestly think when he first came to our team, how everyone said he was like he's going to bring a lot of drama. That just comes from the press, honestly, because they just don't like him. Anyone's free to say whatever they want. I like the offseason with the trades, signing the free agents, getting our new offensive tackle, our new receivers and everything. So I'm pretty optimistic. I think we'll be pretty okay with injuries. And I just want to say too, in regards to the schedule, bring it. Like we're out for blood. I'm not worried about any team at all. I think we're gonna have a good season this year. The season we've been waiting for 13 plus years. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone, all the content creators, King Lowski bringing the positive energy. I love it. Keep doing everything that you're doing, Jake. I love all the skits that Gator does with everyone. I love all the callers, and yeah, dude, I'm pumped for this season. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for everything, and let's kill it this year.
Let's go.
Niners are not ready for us. So have a good night, man.
Hey, Sace, appreciate you. I don't know where did he say where he was calling from? Did I miss that at the beginning? It looked like it was nighttime for him. Obviously, I'm in New York, so it's just after 12 p.m. Boomtown, I'm sorry, bro. I missed your super chat much earlier in the show. Jake, do you charge rent to Gary for living in your green room? Maybe I should. Gary's not the only one that calls the show, then just sits in the green room after, which is hilarious. Man. All right, more calls right now. Let's see if we got Jet Johnny with us. What's up, Johnny?
Jake, my brother, how you doing, man?
What's up, man? Oh, show off that shirt. That looks awesome.
Oh yeah, this is dope, man. I got this online. My girlfriend got it for me last year during the season. It's too bad we never got to see them ball out together. But this year we got it. Jake, you know it's crazy because yesterday I tuned in late to the show when King Lowski and Fireman Ed came on. That shit had me turned up.
Yeah.
And I heard that Fireman Ed, they're playing on his birthday. They're playing on my birthday against the Texans this year. I won't be able to go to the
Halloween,
game, but I'm going to Tennessee. I got my tickets last night. I booked the hotel, flight, everything. So
I might go too. I don't know. It's not going to be like an official. Like I'm going to plan a bunch of events because I'm planning on London and Miami as the two games. I'll do like a ton of meetups. But if I do go to Nashville, obviously I'll organize something or I'll get with Gotham City crew, who I'm sure will be there. We'll do something. I know Fireman Ed's going to Nashville. There's going to be a big Jet contingent that week 2 game in Nashville.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I've never been there before. I've heard it's a great time, great town.
It is. Yeah.
Looking forward to enjoying that and seeing Aaron Rodgers ball out. I'm tired of everybody predicting losses. It's May. We're going 20-0. We're winning the damn Super Bowl. I don't give a damn. Nobody's ready for us, Jake. We got Aaron Rodgers. We got Mike Williams. We got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. The offensive line, the defense is stacked. They're not ready for us. I fucking love you, Jake. I'll talk to you later, my brother. Have a good one, bro.
What's up, Johnny? Appreciate you, man. Hit the like button. That great call by Johnny. Love that. Yeti writes in, Jake, you're killing it. Weren't you on till 1 last night? I was on till 1 a.m. on Sirius XM. Yes. Also, I got some exciting news here that I want to share with y'all. All right. Just announced. I just got a job. I'm making my hosting debut on Sirius XM NFL radio this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I've been on Sirius since February on Mad Dog Sports Radio, which is channel 82. I'll be on NFL radio for the first time, hosting a show for 4 hours with Brad Hopkins from 10 a to 2 p.m. So that show's going to be great because it's all football, which is, as you guys know, my favorite sport. So I can't wait. Let's go. So big time, folks. Can't wait. You guys definitely got to call that show. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot of Jets because the Jets have been one of the big stories post-schedule release here. All right, more calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us is a man who's been hated by many, but loved by some. His name is Alan or Alan. We still don't know. He joins the show. Hello, Alan.
Hey, what's going on? Couple of comments. First of all, to Bobby, my wife and I heard this show the other night, and when he said that it was a prison sentence to be married to me, my wife was on the floor. So that was
wow, look at you say something nice about Bobby.
It was hilarious. You see, I'm the type of person, if you say something, whether it's mean or nice, I appreciate it. So that was pretty funny.
I will always give you credit for being a good sport about all the crap you take. You play the villain role well.
It doesn't bother me at all. First of all, another comment to you. I appreciate you going after Ralph Bacchiano. I mean, that was trolling 101, and that's why people don't watch the media anymore.
But
That's
here's
why-
the thing. I want to let you finish, Alan. I don't think he was trolling. I think in his psychotic mind, he actually believes that. And that's the problem with people that feel that way, because you disagree with someone's political opinion, that you're going to say that he's the worst person in the NFL when there's convicted criminals that are playing in this league. That's insane.
Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, I don't want my sports person on television to tell me how to vote and how to think. And that's why podcasts like yourself are so popular, because people don't give a shit about what these people are saying. I don't care what Ralph Vacano thinks. I don't care what Nick Wright thinks, okay? Aaron Rodgers can do whatever he wants. I don't care what Harrison Butker says. He has a right for his own opinion. Everybody can. That's what free speech is all about. That's what's the problem with this country. No one has free speech anymore. As far as what Mike North said, I thought it was pretty comical. I think he realizes that there are so many Jet fans out there. And to make a comment like that, I thought was pretty crazy. But I understand it to a point. People want to watch the Jets. It's similar to what happened with the Cubs a couple of years ago. People are dying to see a championship with the Jets. So whether they're on TV a bunch of times or not, they're a compelling story. People don't care about the Patriots anymore. People really don't care about the Giants anymore. They've won. People want to watch the Jets because they have not won in over 50 years. That's the bottom line. So when people are like, oh, we did it just for the Jet fan, it's pretty much it, because Jet fans are salivating for a championship. It's bottom line.
Look, it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, he gets eyeballs. He's one of the most famous athletes on the planet. And I said this on radio last night. Brady's retired. Peyton Manning's been long retired. Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Drew Brees, retired. Aaron Rodgers is truly the last quarterback of that generation that's still playing. He's the last of the old guard. Ben Roethlisberger, retired. That whole era of football that I personally grew up with, that's gone. Like, Aaron's the last one. So he has tremendous appeal from that standpoint too.
The Jets are a compelling story this year, especially if Aaron is healthy. I listen to Neil, and he says 17-0. I die laughing because, again, pre-Tyron Smith signing, he was ready to jump off a ledge. So if they lose 31-13 opening night against San Francisco, I can't imagine what he's going to say.
He's going to say 16-1.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Have a good one. Good luck to your Knicks tonight, man.
Wait, Bobby, don't. I screwed up. Alan, don't go. I have a comment here from Bobby who writes in, Alan, that's nice to say. I'm happy for you and your wife. Jake, can I come on with my friend? Bobby's calling you a friend. Can we, I don't know. Can I try and have like a peace agreement here? Can we bring you two together?
No.
Come on. He's right here.
Hey, Alan, my friend. How you doing?
Come on, Alan.
My wife was on the floor when you said that. She's like, oh my God. She's like, Bobby might be right on that comment, but
Let's broker peace. Come on. This is a peace summit.
Oh, come on. I won't shoot you anymore. I promise.
You could do whatever you want, Bobby. I appreciate it.
No,
but,
come on. I'm a Jet fan now. I changed to Jet fan now.
Why are you a Jet fan?
Because the Giants stink now because they got rid of Barkley and their uniforms are like crap this year. And I don't think they're going to be a good team for a long time.
If the Jets go 9-8, are you going to be a Jet fan still?
Yes.
Okay. Good
But
to know.
I think they're going to be 12-5 this year.
Well, I appreciate the positivity. Okay. Have a good one, guys.
Wow.
But,
Alan wouldn't accept Bobby's friendship.
I know, right?
He wouldn't accept your friendship, Bobby. You tried to be the better man there.
Well, then when I leave, play our skit again so I can shoot Alan right in the nutsack. Right? Are you going to be on later today? Just ask a question.
3 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, with who? Anybody special? Oh, the young kid, right? Who does the what's his name?
Andrew Fialco.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Bill, I'm playing nice. Quiet.
Bobby,
I try to be nice to Alan.
No, you did. Alan's a villain, though, Bobby. You did the right thing, but you know what? Sometimes people are just bad.
I just want to see that cartoon with me and Alan so I can see me shooting him.
Bobby, you're never going to be friends. I own you.
Hey, I really don't give crap, you cartoon character.
Bobby, I heard the emancipation papers were filed by your daughter. Is everything okay?
You're a jackass, you know that?
And go Celtics.
Oh, be quiet. Irritating like zit on your ass.
There you go, Bobby. There you go, Bobby. VR, paying it forward. An Asmaniac membership has been gifted to Yeti. Yeti, congratulations. Shout out to everyone for their channel membership. Let's ring the bell. Love it. All right, we got time for 2 more calls, and then we will wrap up today's first show on the day. Knick fans, I'm going to the KFTV watch party tonight. Would love to meet some of you. If you could go to Slate to check out the Knicks-Pacers Game 6 in Manhattan. Let's go to Rob, the Jet fan. What's up, Rob?
Hey, Jake. Feel really bad that I missed the Fireman Ed interview. I would have loved to chop it up with him. I mean, he's just a great OG, this guy, and the ambassador of the Jets by far. I loved when Lowski came on with him, and Lowski was going bananas. That was hysterical funny. Yeah. As far as Allen, I mean, I'm in agreement with Allen in the sense that, politically, you can't speak your mind anymore. I mean, it almost seems like it isn't a free country without getting ridiculed. And here's Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have a right to his views. And his views, he's a bad guy now. I mean, that's totally nonsense. You have a right to believe what you want to believe, if you believe in the vaccine, if you don't. I know it's very controversial, and I know you like to keep that off the show, rightfully so. That's probably a good move, Jake. But, I mean, it was really good to see Scott. We haven't seen that guy in like 2 months. I was getting worried about that guy.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's a while. He's a character. He's funny. He's funny. No doubt about it. So now I haven't seen Keith in a while. That guy who's going through chemo, and you guys got him a jersey. I hope he's doing well, because we haven't seen him also, right?
Yeah, I haven't heard from Keith. You should have gotten his jersey though that we sent him. So hopefully he calls back in soon.
I like the fact that Bobby all of a sudden is a Jet fan. I think Fireman Ed convinced him, and that's great. I love having Bobby as a Jet fan and stuff. I'm glad we won him over. He's a great character. I'm happy he's going to be a Jet fan, and we should support him. I mean, if that's what he chooses, that's what he chooses. It's all good. It's all good. I'm very happy. Oh, congratulations on that gig with the NFL radio, ESPN, buddy. I'm sure very deserved.
It's serious. It's Channel 88.
Oh, serious. Sorry. But I mean, that's well deserved, buddy. I mean, nobody works harder than you. You bring us great context, and we're very happy. And it is true that what Alan said, I don't know what we would do without you, because these other jerks who have these left opinions and stuff, you don't even want to call in the Fan or any of these other places anymore. I don't know what we would do without your podcast, to be honest with you, buddy, because you let us vent, you let us speak our minds. As long as we're not totally ridiculous like Alan sometimes or JJ, you listen and you're fair. So, and that's all that we're looking for. We're looking for a platform to get these feelings out, because, we're frustrated as longtime Jet fans. And you know that, you're a Jet lover. But you know what? I can't wait for a meetup again in Long Island and watch a game and stuff. And first round, the shots are on me.
I love it, Rob. Now, before you go, question from J Quest. Rob, are you going to Chipotle with Neil to talk Jets and smoke cigars?
I don't smoke cigars. I've never tried Chipotle, to be honest with you. Would I try it? Yeah, it doesn't look like it's half bad food. It looks decent. I mean, you're the expert, Jake. You tell me, how's that food? Is it at least decent? Or
Rob, not? You would love it. You would love it, my man. That reference, though, I think it went over your head. That was Jay Quest. Remember, he did the prank call to the Fan where he called up as Rob from Glenhead. And it was you and Neil going to Chipotle, talking Jets and smoking cigars. Jay Quest also says he ordered his Canoby Jets jersey today. Amazing. Rat Diddy brought a Canoby Jets jersey to our Vegas live stream at Circa for the draft, where he took a Zach Wilson jersey and just put Canoby on it in Sharpie with the nameplate. Boji says, congrats again on the new gig. We're going to overload the effing call-in lines, baby. I'll get all the details, and we'll talk about it this weekend when I do a show. But 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., making my hosting debut on SiriusXM's NFL radio this Sunday morning. So I can't wait. Can't wait. All right. I got time for one more call. Bijan is up next. Bijan is the man who sung the national anthem to kick off our megacast a couple of weeks back in Vegas. What's up, Bijan?
I'm good, Jake. How are you doing?
What's up, man?
I hate to be, maybe it's going to be like a slight Debbie Downer. I feel like there's a happy medium between some of the 17-0, 14-3, and then I know you don't want to probably name drop names, but like the Colin Coward every 5 seconds, there's, the Jets are this and that. I think our offensive line is going to be tested, especially with, Tyron Smith, injury history. I would expect maybe a little bit of a dip just in Aaron Rodgers' play, just in general, not because of the injury, just because he's a little bit older. I still expect really top play, but he's getting older. Even Brady, as well as he took care of himself, he dipped a little bit every year pretty much since he signed with Tampa. So, and our defensive line is going to be tested without Huff and Myers. Kinlaw, we'll see what happens. I still really like the team, though. I'm thinking well,
that's the point, Bijan. That I'm not with Neil going 17-0, but I think if you objectively just look at this team, they have a 7-win floor the last 2 years, and I think if they had done nothing besides just Aaron's back, they're a better team. They have a real backup backing them up in Tyrod. You look at the rest of their offseason, obviously injuries change things, but if the guys play like they're capable of playing, there's no reason why they can't be at least a double-digit win team, and I think they can be better than that, but I think the floor should be 10 wins minimum.
I agree. And I cannot stand, I know, again, you don't want to name drop, but I cannot stand, maybe because I'm just a little bit of a homer, but I cannot stand Colin Coward's weird analogies. He was talking about Rodgers a couple days ago, and he's just Aaron Rodgers, he's an old guy. Who's also an old guy? Peyton Manning. And they're thin. They're not thick and chunky like Sam Darnold. And they're Adam Gase is like a Kyle Shanahan before Kyle. It's just I can't take him.
And Jets fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach. Forget about his vaccine and political opinions. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high. There's a lot of concern about Alabama's running back Derrick Henry in the NFL. I wouldn't touch him. I would never touch these running backs for Alabama.
Oh, good Lord. He said that about Derrick Henry? Oh, man, nailed it. Jesus. Yeah, no, some of it I can't, I just can't stand. But I'm very excited about the season. I objectively think they definitely got a lot better. I'm just looking forward to it. One little thing, Jake. We'll see how the audio is here. Do you mind if I do something in honor of Week 1 Monday night?
You know what, Bijan? Let it rip. I'm going full screen. All right, here we go.
Okay. All right, here we go. In honor of Monday night against San Fran. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, Bijan. We got Gator. Clip that. That's got to be in the open leading up to Week 1 this year. Let's go.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Jake.
Bijan, great call, man. That was awesome. Give Bijan a round of applause, man. Hit the jet emoji in the chat after that. That fired me up. That was awesome. Bijan, I don't know where you're based, man, but if I'm working on a big watch party for Week 1 for everyone who's not going to be in San Fran for the game. And I'd love to have you out at it if you're in the tri-state area, man. You could perform the national anthem and the Monday night theme at our watch party. Let's go. We're going to wrap up here shortly, but first we have to argue with JJ because here we go. Super chat from JJ. Buffalo Jet fan said the team under Saleh has been unprepared, uncompetitive, undisciplined. Graded Saleh C-. Your thoughts? What grade do you give? I don't know what grade he gave. You have the tendency, JJ, to take people out of context. I will read you a tweet from 3 days ago from the Buffalo Jet fan. And then I'll give you my grade on Saleh. Hackett sucks. Saleh may just be a DC. Fair and fine. Got to win 3 or 4 more games with Aaron Rodgers and Taylor if need be behind a much better O-line than they did with barely rosterable quarterbacks in order to win the division. Personally, I'm pumped. Color me delusional. Tweet from the Buffalo Jet fan on March 25th. Honest question. If I told you at the start of last season, Aaron Rodgers misses the whole season with Zach, Boyle, Simeon left to muck about behind Jake Hansen and co., what's your record prediction? Yet we actually act like Saleh is a war criminal. LMAO. You can see the tweet I'm on the screen referencing here. So you know I'm not making this up. Follow-up tweet, JJ, from Buffalo Jet fan. I don't have evidence Saleh is a good NFL head coach, but there's no apples for apples comp to this. The Browns went 5-1 with Watson. The Steelers went 3-0 with Rudolph. Google his stats versus our quarterback stats before you. He's right, by the way. No team, Wilson, Boyle, Simeon's their way to the playoffs ever. You realize the 3 quarterbacks that started 17 games for the Jets last year, 0 of those quarterbacks will start a single game in the NFL in 2024. Zach's lucky if he's on the Denver roster. Boyle's on a practice squad. Trevor Simeon can't get signed because he's old. He'll be on a practice squad somewhere. So what grade would I give Saleh? I would give it an incomplete. Because how could I judge him when he's had the worst quarterback situation in football? How? Now, if I had to give a grade, I mean, I probably would say C+ or B- at best. It can't be much higher. They haven't won. But I think this is why it's so much more than just look at the record. Oh, he's a bad coach. There's context that needs to be applied to it. Robert Saleh has not had a quarterback. Give him a chance with one, and let's see what he could do after he's already turned the Jets into one of the best defenses in the league and turned around their culture. Jet Set for Life writes in, can we do a Manhattan meetup to appease both Long Island and Jersey fans? Can we meet in the middle, please, Jake? We're going to do meetups in multiple locations. I've already done a meetup in Manhattan last week at the Bonesy Shoe Store, and then we all went out to dinner after. I got a meetup in Long Island planned for June. I said in Long Island. I should be shot as a Long Islander. On Long Island, in Hicksville. That's what I meant to say. On Long Island in June. June 6th. Keep that date open, Jet fans. More details to come. Get to the Patreon if you want more. And I'm working on a watch party where if I have it my way, this place is going to be in Jersey. So I got things planned for everyone. So don't worry. It's in the works. Before we go, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Today's the last day you could join my Patreon if you want to get your name in the intro for the month of May. We update the list of names at the midway point of the month. Today's the final day you could get included in that if you sign up. Sign up for the year, save 15%. It's an amazing deal. Your Patreon membership includes access to our private Discord chat. It includes access to when the show goes live. Bonus shows not on YouTube. It includes the show in podcast form. So if you want to listen on Spotify or Apple, you get a link to connect this show to those platforms. And plenty of other perks that all my Patreon members could share with you if you're interested. So once again, I want to thank everyone for the support. Apologies for some of the audio issues that I think we experienced this stream. I'll work on that for the afternoon stream. But I'm going to end the show by saying, 1, let's go Jets. 2, let's go Jets. And 3, I played it once earlier. It's too good to not play again. Fireman Ed and King Lowski, fire us up, baby. We're back in a couple hours with Andrew Fialco.
My brother, the Jets win the Super Bowl. We on top of the damn universe. Our championship will mean more than any of them cheating Belichick pussy-ass Patriots.
You ain't lying there.
We got the best defense in the league. We got the best quarterback in the league. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Don't nobody want to see the Jets. Jets.
The king has spoken. The king has spoken.